Tailgate Talk Show, Houston's hot mess of a podcast. A funny but thoughtful look at the LGBTQIA plus community.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are at Buddy's.
We are at Buddy's once again.
It is Dessie's Drag Race Night.
Yes, I love Dessie's Drag Race.
Yes, it is Dessie's Drag Race Night. And we are also here. I'm here with Wendy Taylor.
Hey.
Y'all heard her during Pride. And y'all know we had fun. So you know,
I had so much fun.
You know this is going to be another fun episode.
I hope so.
This is definitely going to be another fun episode. You know what I love about this episode?
What do you love about it?
Okay, I ordered a cocktail. And my cocktail is sitting right over there.
Oh, no. Do you need me to get it for you? Hold on. Watch this.
No.
Watch this.
Okay.
Hey, Anthony, will you hand that drink to him real quick, please?
I was so busy trying to make sure the camera was on.
Thank you, darling.
And trying to make sure, thank you so much. Trying to make sure everything was up and working. Now we're running a little bit late. I'm sorry, Wendy.
It's all your fault.
It's all my fault. I forgot a cord. And when I did a sound check earlier, everything sounded fine. But when I hooked the third mic, that's when we had some issues. But now we got the issues worked out. You know, the speakers are working better than they have worked since I've been here. Usually people can't hear us.
Oh, that's great.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think that has something to do with you, though.
Oh, does it? Did I break it and then make it better?
No, you made it better. You made it better.
It's usually how my Mondays go.
Did you see everybody turn around when we were playing the theme music?
Yes.
I'm like, oh, my.
Yeah, sure did.
The last time somebody walked up to me and said, bitch, I can't hear nothing. I said, okay, give us a second. We're just doing a sound check, sweetie. We haven't started the show. Well, I'm just letting you know right now. Bitch, I can't hear nothing. I said, okay, enough with the bitch.
First of all, calm down.
Enough with the bitch, okay?
Lord.
I heard you the first time. Go in there and get yourself a cocktail. Go get yourself a cocktail on me.
Right.
And get out of my face.
Okay, exactly that. Very much that energy.
It's Monday at Buddy's, and you know the energy tonight is fantastic,
isn't it? I love Dessie's Drag Race. Every season, Dessie brings and puts together a really great production. Every show that she's a part of is flawless, absolutely flawless.
And y'all can hear the applause in the background because these bitches up here are really killing it.
They're performing with a capital perform.
You know who I just ran into at the bar?
Who'd you run into?
I ran into Blackberry. I was so excited.
I love Blackberry.
She said hello to me.
Blackberry is a rock star.
I was walking. I was coming. I had just done washing my hands, and there she is at the bar. And I was thinking, you know, she was on my show a long time ago, and I'm like, I wonder if she's going to remember me. And she said, hey, Joel, how you doing? And I'm like,
yeah, Blackberry is an absolute star. He's truly a Houston gem.
And I did not realize, I saw Miss Kofi's inside. I think is she one of the judges?
Kofi is one of the judges.
Kofi.
Miss Kara Dion is one of the judges. And I think Adriana LaRue.
Okay. Can you, do you have a little bit background on I know everybody in Houston knows Kofi. Everybody
knows Kofi. The first time I met Kofi, we were doing the first Face Awards ever. So 100 years ago, when I was, the ripe old age of like 24.
Back in 1971.
When
the gay bars first opened up in Houston. I was just a mere child at the time.
Yes. And she introduced me to come out on stage, and I made the mistake of telling her something that I should not have told her. And she definitely announced it on the microphone before she brought me out on stage.
Oh, good Lord.
It was hysterical.
Oh, I can imagine that it was.
It was so what happened was, what had happened was I was wearing a long gown. And the reason I was wearing a long gown instead of the short, cute cocktail dress that I was going to be wearing is because I had bruised my knees. But she took that as something else. And then when she announced me on the show, she said, well, Wendy's wearing this long dress because she's been on her knees all day.
Oh. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Coffee cracks me up.
That's a drag queen. That sounds about right.
Oh, coffee cracks me up.
Anything where you're on your knees, on your back, legs up in the air. Even by accident. Girl, I fell in the grass. Were your legs
Yep.
up in the air?
Uh-huh.
Well, yes, they were, but that's none of your business.
That's not important. It's neither here nor there.
I mean, where were my legs supposed to go? I'm gay. It's naturally up. and I'm versatile too, so I go up, I go down,
sideways, diagonally.
But that was back in the day when I was a little younger. You know,
now you got to stretch, do a pre-workout.
We got to stretch. You know, we got to do a pre-workout. And we have to make sure we keep the ointments on hand.
Ointments are important.
And when I say ointments, I do not mean lubes. There's a difference between lubes and
ointments. That's true.
Ointments, because I need my knees.
Right.
You know, my like the song goes, my neck, my back, my pussy, and my crack.
Yep. Exactly. In that order.
In that order.
In that order.
In that order, because the neck. Most people always make jokes about the knees, but it's the neck that does most of the work, especially if you're on your knees.
Okay, that's very true.
Your knees might remain stable, but your neck is at work.
So I feel like we need to come up with a sexy line of knee pads. Mm-hmm. I think that's necessary for our
you know what?
aging bodies.
Yes, exactly. I have Charlotte Shotguns working on that.
Oh, cool.
I told Charlotte, you making all this fabulous, you making these jocks and these harnesses.
Yeah.
And I think she's getting into briefs and like little mesh t-shirts now.
Oh, how fun.
And I said, girl, I don't mean no harm, but I'm over a certain age and we can't do certain things.
Yes. Exactly that.
For a prolonged amount of time. So can you please invent some pants for the knees?
Yes, we need sexy knee pads.
Yeah, exactly.
In every color.
I don't mind looking like a football player if I need to, but
that'd be kind of hot though.
I think that's hot.
I think that'd be really hot.
And for the lucky man, especially if it's a slightly younger man, for that lucky man, he'll know I'm coming to work.
Okay, exactly that. Like, I came prepared. Look, I have all of my pads.
Yes, exactly.
My ointments.
Exactly.
And my lubes.
Your bill's about to get paid.
Oh, shit. Come on, sugar daddy.
Figuratively. Now, girl, I'm running a podcast. I'm broke.
Ooh, I feel that in my spirit. I feel it in my spirit and my bones.
My podcast is doing better than my pocketbook. So,
hey, you know what? That's a good problem to have for a while.
One of these days, they'll both catch up and even out. But right now, my podcast is doing better than my pocketbook.
I hear you. I ask myself every day, why did I decide to be an artist and a single mother?
You know what? And you know what?
Because I just don't like money, apparently.
Apparently not.
Nope.
Apparently not. But you know, you're rich in happiness, as they say.
That's true.
You are wealthy in happiness. You have so many wonderful friends.
I love what I do. I love my community.
You are in the community. You could walk into a room and everybody's like, "Oh, it's Wendy." Literally,
it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling.
Even if she's just like,
but you know what though, I'm literally just as excited to see all of them because we have such an incredibly rich, talented community here in Houston, in drag, in music, in every possible way. Even our drag king community is expanding too,
exactly.
And they're amazing.
Yes, exactly. You know what? I would love to see. Cannot wait. I want to see a drag king show.
Oh my gosh! Okay, so you have to go to Pearl Bar.
Okay.
I think it's Wednesday nights. They have the drag king show. Wednesday night
off of Washington.
Yes.
You know what? I work right down the road, and the guys from work are funny. We always go to the bar next door to Pearl.
Oh my gosh! Drop into Pearl and support.
I'm like, well, why can't we just go to Pearl? He goes, and they always go because I don't want any competition. Those girls are aggressive. If I try to even talk to a girl, they gonna get upset. I'm just like, one of my friends who's 6'6", I'm like, just tell them you're a lesbian, you'll be fine.
Right? Well, see, and what's great about Pearl is that they're accepting of everybody. We call the owner's name is Julie, and a lot of people call her Saint Julie because she's done so much for our community. And it's truly amazing to be able to have one of the few lesbian bars left in the entire country right here in Houston.
Thank God.
It's so great that we have that here in Houston. So y'all definitely need to support Pearl Bar.
Y'all definitely need to support Pearl Bar. And in fact, I'm just going to have to go to Pearl Bar on a Sunday after I get out of work because the guys after work, like to go have cocktails. I said, I'm going to say we're going to Pearl. I'm taking straight guys to Pearl
There you
Bar.
go.
But the only problem that I have with lesbian bars is that every time I think somebody is cute, it's a lesbian.
Yeah, because it's a lesbian bar.
I realize that. And I know that I have been to lesbian bars before. You know, I used to go to this cute little bar off of Quickendall or Kirkendall.
Kirkendall, yeah.
However y'all want to pronounce it.
Quickendall.
Yes. On the very north side, many years ago, called I think it was called Berry Hill. And it was supposed to be a lesbian bar, but there were more gay men in there than.
Oh my goodness.
There was just as many gay men as there were lesbians. And let me tell you something. Okay, so let me remind y'all, this is not happening. This is not 2020. This was back in the day. So please don't send no hate. I'm just telling the story. The lesbians there did not play. I mean, they did not play. Talk to another girl's girlfriend out in the parking lot.
They will knock you out.
Out in the parking lot. I have seen these girls out in the parking lot fighting each other.
Oh,
I'm like, y'all. I'm like,
and they throw hands
they
too.
Throw
like
hands.
they're not like just pulling hair and slapping, like doing the windmill thing. Like they throw hands.
2:00 in the morning when me and my cousin, because me and my cousin used to live on the north side, and we used to go to all the bars. We would come into Houston, go to the bars, and then we would have a nightcap at Berry Hill.
Yep.
Because everybody knew us at Berry Hill, and we would bring a little something extra, leave it in the car, because my cousin would go, you know what, Joel? I feel like it's gonna be a lesbian fight tonight. So I bought some extra juice and a mixer in the car, just in case. Because I bet you tonight there's gonna be a lesbian fight tonight.
Oh, that's funny.
And I was like, girl, stop doing that. Why is it that? What is it with lesbians and gays and this animosity towards each other? That's just ridiculous.
Honestly, couldn't tell you.
But that was back in the day. I think it's much better now.
I agree. I think there's a lot more love.
I think there's a lot more love. And as the community as the rainbow is opening up to other sexualities.
Yes.
I think we're clinging to each other a lot more because honestly, and like I said, I don't mean no harm. We're scared and confused. We don't know where we fit anymore.
Right. Well, because there is a lot of new terminology.
Yeah,
every day there's new terminology coming through because when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, exactly.
But it takes a while sometimes to disseminate that information across all of the LGBTQIA community to be able to learn and understand. And even still, some of our history, like it's so important to remind the new kids of our history as much as it is to have the new kids come in and evolve our community.
Yeah, exactly.
It's got to have balance between the two.
But you know what? I have to tell the new kids all the time, I'm sorry, y'all need to be a little bit patient. Y'all expect us to know this shit like in a heartbeat. And I'm like, I just started learning this shit. Can y'all give me a second to learn?
So it's important to have grace, but I also understand cancel culture and what goes along with it and why they feel that way. Because the younger generation, while a lot of them still had to deal with bullying, still have to deal with being kicked out of their homes for coming out, all of that kind of stuff. A lot of that has slowed way down. There's so much more acceptance throughout school systems, through parenting, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So a lot of them have not had to go through what a great many of our elders have had to go through. And it's easier for them to cut something off at the knees.
And by the way, I'm okay with that. You know how much trauma I have from those days?
Oh,
I have a lot of trauma. A lot of trauma.
Yeah.
So I'm glad. Look, I want y'all to have as little trauma as possible.
I agree.
Because I have, from my rough and tumble 70s childhood, where everything was made out of metal and you could die on a slide or on a swing.
Oh, the slides where you had to use wax paper.
Girl, during the summertime when you would stick to the slide, when you would try to
can't wear shorts.
You would just go.
Yeah, you can't wear shorts on those. It hurts. It hurts. So I feel like my generation was actually the last generation to have those. So it was sometime when I was like 8 or 9 that they switched to the plastic stuff. So all the way up until I was like 8 or 9, it was still that.
Yeah, exactly. But
it was still very that.
And it hurts my heart to say.
It hurts my legs thinking about it.
I'm a little bit older than. Oh God, that hurts. I'm a little bit older than you. So,
just a little.
Just a little. Just a little.
Just a smidge.
Okay, you know what? I'm not old enough to be her father. Let's just put that on.
I'll still call you daddy,
Yeah,
though, if you want.
exactly. I mean, that's under different circumstances, girl. That's under different circumstances. And
I don't know. I feel like half of Gay Montrose calls me mom.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Exactly. And I've been down the JJ Road once or twice.
Have you really?
Yes, I did. And I'm not one of those. I was never one of those queens. Even back in the day, I was never one of those queens who was like, "Ugh, a vagina." Ugh.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of them. A whole lot of them.
Girl, you're talking about another human being.
Right.
Come on now.
We all know I'm pansexual, so I like all of it.
I know you, girl.
I'm like, you can't insult anything on anybody's body because I'm there for the whole thing.
I can tell you that there have been moments, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I never say it to my older friends though, because they just look at me. I have been attracted to a couple of women.
Yeah.
In the past, because there was something about them. I love intelligence.
Yes.
I love a smart person.
Yes.
And when a person is sitting across from me who is so smart that I'm like,
it's a turn on.
It is such a turn on.
It's a total turn on. But, sexuality, we keep looking at it like it's one way or the other, but sexuality is more of a spectrum. Mm-hmm. And it's even more than the Kinsey scale, because the Kinsey scale was like just lateral left to right.
The Kinsey scale is pretty much outdated now.
It is outdated because, a spectrum is more like an entire circle, not a line back and forth. And I feel like sexuality is definitely a spectrum, not a line.
Mm-hmm. I always felt like the Kinsey scale was more like a gas gauge.
It is.
And where it's from very straight, and then the gas gauge turns to very gay.
Yes.
And then you got everything else in the middle. And I think for the most part, for the years that it was useful, I think it was useful. People need to understand this. The Kinsey scale came out maybe in the late 50s, early 60s. And I think it worked for that time period all the way maybe up to the 80s.
Right.
And then the 90s it started to change.
Yes.
In fact, maybe in the mid-80s to the late 90s, we started to see a change in the idea of what is feminine, what is masculine, what is this and that.
Yes.
Unfortunately, a certain disease got in the way of exploring that further.
Yes.
But, I bring that up all the time, and I'm sorry, listeners, I know that I bring it up all the time. For some of you listeners out there, and I get this sometimes from people who are like, I want to always remind you of where we were before. Yes. It's a reminder of so that you don't have to
relive right now, but if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Yeah, exactly, because obviously we do not know our history. I mean, our history right now is the fact that, slavery was nothing more than indentured servants.
Right.
Or people who needed some work. Some unemployed people who sailed across an ocean. Mm-mm. Who sailed across an ocean on their own and came over here and needed some work. Mm-mm. So, that's why I always make sure to give a little history.
It's so important. Yeah. It's so important that the real history, all raw facts, the ugly, the good, and the bad, all come to light. Because we can't continue to grow and evolve as a community without having that information.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't.
I need to make sure that even though my co-host might be younger, but I might, and that includes Wendy. She's just a child. She
just a child.
She don't know nothing.
I don't know
nothing. She don't know. She just coming out here into the world. She raised a child who is in there. What is he in his 20s now?
I have. So my oldest, she's 19 now.
She's 19.
She's 19, and I have a 17 and a 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm. And let me ask you a question. A 19-year-old, how much does she remind you of you?
Hardly at all.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly at all.
Completely different person.
We have very, very little in common.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost hard for a long time for us to be able to see eye to eye. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we still have that issue, but we're growing. Mm-hmm. And it's just difficult when you're literally living with somebody who has the complete opposite personalities from you, and when you have the dynamic of mother and child.
Because you're an outgoing, dynamic person.
Yes.
Is she a little bit more introverted?
She's very introverted, and I have ambition enough for the whole household, and she wants something a lot simpler, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but it was hard for me to understand for a long time.
You know why? Because we are not, and I don't mean no harm when I say this. I think everybody has a dream of what their life is supposed to be.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a simple life.
No, there's absolutely nothing wrong.
absolutely-
Sometimes I wish that's what I wanted.
But you and I are not those type of people.
No.
We have to be out and about. We have to be dynamic and doing all these things.
Yes.
We look for challenges and
Yes.
that kind of thing.
I love to
And
be
we- and when
challenged.
we
As
get
soon as I'm not challenged, I'm bored, I'll quit.
I'm bored and I get depressed.
Yes.
I get very depressed because it's like, where do I go from here?
Yes.
I can't just be...
That's why I keep starting new
Yeah,
businesses.
exactly. That's why I keep trying to explore different avenues.
Yes.
I found my avenue now, so I'm very happy about that. But even then, I still want to grow it and do.
Oh yeah,
certain
you always
things
want to
and-
do better.
Yeah, exactly. So I finally it took 50 years.
There's
I
nothing wrong with that.
And there's not a problem with that. It's never too late. I have told people this, and I 100% believe in it. Until you are 6 feet under, you can do whatever you want to do.
Very that.
Until you are 6 feet under, you can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And if you plan it really well, sometimes your stuff lasts even longer after you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It'll go on and on and on
Oh,
and
on and on and on and on.
No. I wish I could sing like you, girl.
I can
wish
teach
could
you.
sing. You know, I can hit a note maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice. Not very often. You know. let me see. On and on and on and on. I try to. I have the voice. It's a deep. I have that.
Yeah, you have a nice bass voice.
I think I have a bass.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how to
Manipulate
tune
it.
right, manipulate it to where it can, every now and then I can catch myself hitting the right note, and I'm like, "Ooh, I hit that note."
Yeah.
But it was an accident. It was.
You should
literally
come
an
get some
accident.
voice lessons. It'd be super fun.
Exactly. You know, my friend Chris was like, "Hey, is Wendy going to be there? Because I want to get some voice lessons." I'm like, "Well, if you show up,
Right?
you can
Tell them
probably
to hit me up. I love
you-
teaching.
yes,
Teaching's where my heart's
yes,
at.
if you can show up." So we're dynamic people, and dynamic people need to be out and about and doing stuff. It's not that we don't. The simple life is just not for us.
Yeah.
But I do not, and I've made this quite clear, I do not find a problem with people who just want to live a simple life.
See, and it took me a long time to get to that point of acceptance. Like, I didn't understand why someone wouldn't want more.
You know why? Because you were not in their shoes. And
Yes.
And the fact of the matter is that when you see that they still have a dream.
Yes.
The problem is that we don't realize that people still have dreams about what they want for their life.
Yes.
Even if it's the dreams that we don't want to have or don't fit us, it's not about us.
Right.
It's about the person having that dream.
Yep.
So even if they just want to, my brothers just wanted to get married and have a family, and that was all they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And they are living their dream the way that they want to live it.
That's lovely.
But that was never for me.
Right.
I knew that I wanted to travel. I wanted to meet
Yeah.
fascinating
I
people.
was literally just talking about that today. I said I feel like I'm working just to travel. That's literally what I'm doing. Like, all of my extra money, I want to take the kids somewhere and go somewhere different and just explore the whole world.
I've moved to 18 different apartments in this neighborhood because I will stay in an apartment for a little while, and then I'll take off and go do something, and then I will get rid of all my stuff and then come back and start all over again.
Oh my God! See, I can't do that. No,
again
because my
and
home
again.
base, like that's what allows me to go out and do all the crazy things. Is knowing that my home base is stable and set.
And I'm just now getting to the idea of maybe having a home base. I'm just now getting to that idea. Because, like I said, if someone gives me an opportunity to go somewhere and do something, I will pack my shit, sell everything up, and go do it for a while.
Yeah.
Then come back and go, I don't have a place to live.
Right.
I need to find a place to live. But I can tell you right now, I have never had a problem finding a place, especially in Montrose.
Right.
I've never had a problem finding a place to live.
That's good.
I've never had a problem. You could ask my friends. I lived with a friend for a month who told me, you need to find a place to live because you're getting on my nerves.
Get out.
I said, okay. Walked around the corner, found a place to live. Girl, it was the Carousel. And if you live in Houston, you know what the Carousel is. Walked around the corner, had an apartment, and said, I found a place. She goes, well, how long is it going to take you to move out? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm grabbing my pillows and computer, and I'm moving
out of here. We're already there.
I paid for everything. I'm moving into my apartment. She already gave me the key.
Yep.
I'm leaving. She was shocked. She was like, wait a minute. You supposed to wait until they? Nope.
You say get out, I'm out.
You asked me to live, and I understand it because you want your place back.
Yes.
see, that's the kind of person I am. I can't live under somebody else's roof. I could never understand how people could do that. I can't live under somebody else's roof. I gotta.
No, and it's so funny. Like, it's so. Just take my kids for example. Two of my children, my two oldest. Like, even when it comes to driving, like we had to pull teeth to get them to get their driver's license or go to driver's ed. Now my youngest is more like me, and he's 14, and he's like, "Did you know that I can get my driver's license as soon as I turn 6? Did you know I can get my driver's permit at 14 and a half? Did you know that I could do this?" So like he's ready to go, and that was me. That was me. I couldn't wait. Like, it was never going to happen fast enough for me to get out and start experiencing life on my own. And it's just so funny seeing the difference between my three children on that level.
I have to say that it took my grandmother to get me to that point. You know, I was a smart kid, but I was a lazy kid.
Yeah.
And it took my, you know, I think I turned 20, and my dad's like, "You need to go. It's time for you to go. You've been here for too long. It's time for you to go," which I resent that because my brother didn't leave till he was 26.
Oh.
So
Was your brother older or younger?
Younger.
Oh, okay.
Well, like 1 year younger than me.
Oh.
Let him live with them until he was 26.
Oh.
But I got to get out at 20. But we're not fixing to go back into therapy. "Hey, Josh, how you doing?" We already went down this road with therapy, so we're not going to go down that road. But the fact of the matter is that it took my grandmother, because I was very scared about what I was going to do and everything else, to pull me to the side and said, "Look, we know you don't like girls. You need to get out there and have a good time." Well, there's AIDS. Well, you know, life is hard. You have to get out there and just do your thing.
Right.
You have to overcome all of that. I realized that just please be careful.
Yes.
Follow all the instructions. You know what she said? Well, the most amazing thing she said to me, she goes, "Y'all already got it together. Y'all know how to practice. Y'all were the ones who came up with safe sex.
That's right.
Y'all were the ones who came up with how to do stuff."
That's right.
So
and now we have phenomenal products like PrEP. And
exactly.
like our prophylactics and everything have gotten so much more improved over time.
Guess what's happening now?
What's happening?
Instead of, and it's coming very soon. They just did their first trials, I think, in Atlanta. You will no longer have to take a pill. Now you just get a monthly injection.
That's great.
For your HIV.
That's great.
Yes, it's coming. It is coming. I think they just got done with. Now, for those of you out there, please look it up, because I know I read about it in the news.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, but yes, it's coming.
Oh, that's fantastic
news. Just have to go in and get a shot once a month, and you don't have to take pills for an entire month.
That's wonderful.
That's where we are. I cannot wait till we find a cure.
Same.
And I think we're so close.
I hope so.
So close. I told a friend of mine told me, and she's a lot younger. She's in her younger 20s at the time. Told me that there was no way that they would ever find a cure for AIDS because it's a virus and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I bet you they find one in this lifetime. They are so close.
They're so close.
They are so close. So we're going to get there.
Fingers crossed.
But the fact that you might be able to get a shot now.
Yeah.
Once a month. You know, where we came from death to life.
Yeah.
This is why I'm so proud of this generation.
Yes.
This is why I'm so proud to be a gay. This is why I'm 100% proud. I'm not going to say a gay man. I'm going to say I'm proud to be under the queer rainbow.
Yes.
Because queer people get shit done.
Yeah, we do, especially when we're angry.
Mm-hmm. Queer people get. We did it for AIDS. We did it for gay marriage. Queer people get shit done.
Yep.
I don't know why heterosexuals can't understand that.
Because they don't want us.
Mm-mm. And
they want us to just go back in the closet and pretend like we don't exist anymore.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Too bad.
You know what? Thanks to the opening of sexualities, I think they're realizing that they don't have to go back to that closet.
That's right. Well, and that's what that goes back to the whole spectrum thing. Like, I think I read an article somewhere where, like, my kids' generation, almost none of them identify as completely straight or completely gay. They all identify somewhere else on the spectrum, and they're just more open.
Yeah, exactly.
I really look forward to my kids' generations when they're going to be adults and what they're going to accomplish in our Congress and our Senate, in the presidency, on our Supreme Court. Like, I can't wait to see what this generation is going to do.
All I'm requesting and asking is, I live a little bit longer. Just to see these kids get their shit done.
Yes.
Just a little bit longer.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not trying to live to 150 years old. That ain't. I think one scientist said that there will be one person in our generation who might live to be close to 150 years old.
Holy cow!
I do not want to be.
Oh, I don't want to be that old either.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to be that person.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Not unless I'm like healthy.
I know, right?
Still able to do things myself.
You know
like
what 150
and...
for me is probably going to look like? Oxygen mask.
Yeah, I'd be on an iron lung.
And somebody wiping the drool off my face every now and then. Diapers. Yeah. I don't want to do none of that.
I don't either. I don't want somebody to have to take care of me.
I don't want anybody to do. I don't want to do none of that.
No,
bullshit.
As long as I'm independent, I'm happy. But as soon as I'm no longer independent, I want out.
So, well, we're going to take a little bit of a break.
Okay.
Because we about 30 minutes in. What time is it? Let me see what time. Because we started late.
It's 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. We're going to have this show done by at least 12:30.
Yeah.
Because, we've been talking so much. Dessie's drag race has been going on.
And we haven't even said anything about, well, we started to.
Well, let's say this. It is going on until August 8th, if I remember correctly. So it is going on until August 8th. Y'all come to Buddy's on the Monday night. Girl, they had chairs set up.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's the whole layout is phenomenal.
Yeah. Buddy's really did put the work into kind of like, I don't mean no harm, Buddies, when I say this, but kind of doing a rebar-esque kind of thing. Where you got
yes.
You got places
where they're giving them a comfortable space and a good stage.
Queens, I'm looking at some queens walking out right now, and these queens are looking fabulous.
Aren't they beautiful?
They are beautiful. They're beautiful. I do have a little bit of a rant when we come back because, we have been talking, as much as we've been talking about other stuff, we love the drag community in this town.
I love the drag community.
The drag community.
Houston's drag community is fierce.
Speaking of which, y'all going to have to come talk to us in a little while. Y'all going to have to come talk to us in a little while. Y'all going to have to come talk to us in a little while. But, you know what? She looks just like Charlotte. I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so much like Charlotte. Oh my God, she even has a shape. And I know her and Charlotte work together because I know her.
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm not. I'm sorry. Is that a little shady? I'm not trying to be shady.
No, it's not shady.
I'm not trying to be shady. But she looks a little bit like Charlotte. If it wasn't for the fact that she's so tall, because I looked at her like several times, went, is that Charlotte? But then I went, no, she's too tall.
That's one of the funniest things about for me because I am an average height woman, so I'm 5'6", and when I do my drag show, I constantly feel like the tiniest person in the world because these drag queens in their giant heels and they're already like 6 foot tall without them. I feel like the smallest person in the world standing next to them for photos.
Well, I hope we can I hope we can get a couple of them on the show before we end the show because
me too.
I want to be able to talk to some of these queens and find out
what's the tea.
I want to know what the tea is.
Yes, me too.
And let me tell you something. This is Julio and I are trying to come up with a specific name for when we do shows because Buddies is not the first place. We want to start getting out and doing other bars and doing other stuff and this kind of thing. So Buddies is our first place to do it. And I'm still in talks with Easton about doing the next song contest next year where we do an after show.
Yes.
Where we do an after show. You and I could do the after show.
Yes.
You and I could easily do an after show.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Julio and I already talked about that. You and I could do an after show.
That would be so fun. Let's do it.
Let's do that, girl. Let's do that. So let's just take a little bit of a break.
Okay.
So that, some of us can pee. I probably need one more cocktail because I haven't been out in a while. And I'm probably going to have a little bit of cocktail. And I've been good, y'all. Y'all have heard me on past episodes. Y'all know when I go down.
Right.
But I got expensive equipment out here. I'm not fixing to go down. If I'm at home, I just let my hair down and go, well, you bought the bottle. That's your fault.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow.
I didn't go out. If I got out and bought the bottle, then I'm taking responsibility. But if you bring the bottle in the house,
that's your fault.
That's your fault. That's your fault about how shit goes down. Let's take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
And we are back.
Welcome back, everybody.
We're back. We're drag queens. So we can have them on the show.
Yes. Right now we've got the stunning Infinity Adonis.
Infinity Adonis.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the show, girl.
So I have had the pleasure of working with Infinity several times at my show, and she puts on a fantastic performance and always brings good face. Always.
Thank you.
You're going out to a national audience. Tell us all about you. All about you.
Hello.
Infinity Adonis.
My name's Infinity LaVey Adonis. I come from College Station, originally from Dallas, Texas. I perform here in Houston often. I've been doing drag for maybe about 3-4 years now. I love it. Started it as I saw Drag Race, and I was just like, okay, I could probably do this. However, I started doing makeup like when I was like 13, doing like haunted houses like in my area and everything like that.
Cool.
Yeah. So I actually started off being a special effects makeup artist when I first started everything.
I love doing
Yeah.
special effects
Love to
makeup.
hear
Oh
that.
my gosh,
That is-
especially the creepy stuff. That's my favorite.
No, it brings a thrill. I like scaring people and I like making a moment. And I think that's what really drew me into drag in the first place. Is like you can make a statement in a moment with just an eye look
Yes.
at a person, and I just want to give chills and it's something to remember by, because you're coming out to the clubs, you're coming out to wherever, and making a moment with everybody here.
So it's funny that you said something about that, because I had a first date today, which was really fun.
She's never going to stop talking about it.
Like,
She's
just the
never
first
gonna-
time I brought it up.
She acted like she just had a first date.
I did. I just had a
It's like
first
the
date
woman
today. It
dates
was really
everybody in
fun.
Houston.
But
I
he
don't know
asked
why.
me, because he's a musician too, he asked me, he goes, so what's your favorite thing about being a performer? And I said, honestly, being able to control the room.
Oh, exactly.
Because you can take a room from jamming out, dancing up and down, to tears
Oh, girl.
with just the right song.
Oh, yeah. No, I know that 100%. So, sad story. I'm getting a little bit sad right now. So, one of my shows that I had in Gold Station is it ended. The bar wasn't making money or anything like that. And then, like, one of the last numbers I did, I was like, I did, what is it? Rachel Platten's
Fight song.
fight song.
Yes.
I did that. And it was just like, we're not over yet. We're not giving up. And then everyone in that room was in fucking tears.
Oh, that's amazing.
Can I say fuck?
You can
Oh.
say fuck. Shit,
Girl,
fuck, damn.
this is an adult podcast. You can say whatever you want
Fuck,
to.
cunt, bitch, ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Ass.
Exactly. You don't even want to hear the conversation we had earlier.
Okay.
Oh, girl.
Or maybe you do.
Actually, you do. Actually, you do.
No,
Maybe-
I've known Wendy for 6 months now? Something like that. Girl. Those conversations that we have in the back of Piggy's.
Oh, yeah, totally uncensored.
You know, we drove past Piggy's, and I said, you know what? I think that's a place I need to go.
You should totally come. So I do a drag show there every other Saturday, and our next performance is on the 31st of this month, and we do it from 7 to 9 p.m. And I get to bring in some of the best talent from Houston and beyond.
Yeah.
To come and perform, and it's so fun for me because I'm such a huge fan of drag, and as the host, like I feel like I get paid to sit there and watch this drag show that I put together, and it's just an amazing experience. It's so fun to be able to employ and expand the drag community into a space that maybe normally wouldn't get to see drag.
She doesn't want to brag about herself, like, at all. She has brought probably one of the best environments for any drag, like, performer I've ever seen here in Houston.
Oh, that's nice.
Like,
Thank you.
Like, she takes care of us. She makes sure that we're doing good, that we have everything we need. If we needed, like, anything, she's just like, okay, I got it for you.
Yep.
Or she'll find someone to get it for you.
Yep.
And I've never experienced that ever in any city that I've performed in. So, out of anybody in Houston, the best show director I've ever seen has been Wendy Taylor.
Oh wow!
You know
That's
what?
a big compliment.
That's why I'm like I get goosebumps every time. I got goosebumps. Wendy, can you do a show with me on Monday? Yes, I can. Yes! Thank you!
I love y'all. Y'all can
you.
just keep blowing my head up. That's fantastic.
One of the best showrunners in town, is doing my podcast. This is so amazing. You know, for me, that is everything.
Oh, are you kidding? Like, it is
We
so...
talked about, she did Pride with me, and Pride,
So fun.
oh my God, we're having fun now.
It's
oh my
so
God.
fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Listen, it is just as much as an honor for me to be asked. And for you to say that, Infinity, that warms my heart so much. Thank you so much for saying so. I try so hard because, again, huge fan of drag. And I feel like, just personally from what I've witnessed from other drag shows, is that drag entertainers across the board do not get treated as well as, say, a vocalist or any other kind of musician or something. And I just don't think that that's fair, because the amount of time, money, effort that you put into your art makes me feel lazy sometimes. Like, it's just... Because I don't have 15 costume changes when I come to a show with y'all. I have the same dress on and it's just a microphone. And that's it.
I'm going to ask a central question here. Are you not both entertainers?
Oh, absolutely.
When you are in front of an audience, are you there? Your job is to entertain us.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a vocalist, a drag queen, a magician, thief,
no matter
whatever.
what you're doing.
As long as you're there to entertain an audience.
Expressing art.
And by the way, I have never seen drag take off so much as it has in the last couple.
Since COVID.
Since COVID.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
And literally every place that I would not think that would have drag, now I'm suddenly seeing drag queens at places that I would never think I would see drag queens at. And I'm like,
rolling off of that there, College Station has been predominantly very homophobic. Very I don't like saying this word sometimes because I know conservatives, but a very conservative area, and maybe 5 years ago a gay person walking through A&M campus and College Station probably would have been beat up. But now we have over 3 drag brunches that are going on. We have maybe 5 shows that are going on. It's been getting busy.
That's
and it's
incredible.
been changing it for the better. And I'm glad to actually be a part of that because when I first started going to A&M, I'm actually an A&M student.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Giggle Maggies.
Get on. Oh, that was... Okay. I did that directly. Bro, probably everybody else here too. But, no, so one of the queens in College Station, her name's Cora Cadet. In A&M we have the Corps of Cadets, and she was a part of that as well. She's really been the fundamental of really doing this. We've been on the news in our local area as well. I had a little spot there.
Good for you.
It was during one of the drag brunches. I loved it so much. I love the community that's growing. And then for Wendy giving me the opportunity to come out with you're probably one of the only few bookings that I've ever had here in Houston.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been everywhere. I've been to Ripcord. I've been to Hamburger Mary's. And then tonight here at Buddy's, it's been amazing, and I'm glad to get the opportunities that I do, because maybe 4 years ago I'm just I didn't think that I would be getting these opportunities that I did.
Well, but it's also been 4 years of growth for you too to get to this point. And don't sell yourself short. You are just as much of a trailblazer there as anybody else who's organizing all of this. So you're next in line. You know what I'm saying?
You know I'm ready for it. It's 2021, right?
Yeah, still.
I'm still stuck in February 2020 when everything...
Yeah.
But no, I can't wait to move on.
And and this is going to be the theme question that I'm going to ask every queen, every drag queen that hopefully I get to talk to tonight. This is because I'm angry. I'm angry that here we are. We are at season 14. We still don't have representation from Houston on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Oh my gosh.
Girl.
I'm upset.
Well,
and I have said that I will not watch season 14 or any other season until I see Houston representation. Because every time I meet queens in this neighborhood, I keep thinking, girl, you should be on Drag Race.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of talent here, and it's very underrated. And I feel like it gets taken over by the Dallas scene a lot.
Yes.
Because Dallas has been on, how many seasons of Drag Race? 9, 10?
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
Even Austin has been on.
Yeah.
Even Austin. And by the way, I have no problem with Austin, but no. But
I would love to see a Houston queen on.
But
RuPaul's Drag Race.
We are the almost the third largest city in the country, and I'm still not
We're the
seeing.
third largest city in the country.
And you know, the more queens that I talk to here, the more I'm like, why are you? Where's your audition?
It will get
tape?
there. Like it will honestly get there. There's a lot of queens that are here right now that have a lot of potential.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been auditioning and everything.
There's Kofi.
Hey, Kofi.
Hey, Kofi.
How you doing?
We're going to have to get a few minutes with Kofi.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a...
We're going to have to steal her away.
We have to steal her, but we're not going to do it right now. It's all about you. But the fact of the matter is, I want representation from Houston. There's all these powerful queens out here doing the work, putting the effort.
They absolutely have. And I'll tell you, too, that our queens here, some of our entertainers here are absolutely RuPaul Drag Race worthy.
Yeah, exactly.
And then some.
Mm-hmm.
I think Houston drag goes way past it.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I think that some of our entertainers truly, like, I would rather watch them than RuPaul sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of the people here in Houston are visionaries. There's so many people who like have shows here and who has really built a brand here.
Yes.
And the drag here in Houston, Texas is nothing like you'll get anywhere else.
Anywhere else.
It is not.
I'm going to throw College Station in there too. But
you can throw College Station in there because, like I said, drag has changed college. This is what drag does. Drag changes stuff. And I've known that for 25, 30 years.
It does. Art changes things.
Yeah.
Art is supposed to make... It's supposed to comfort the uncomfortable and make the comfortable uncomfortable.
Exactly.
A&M, we've had 2 Rue Girls perform on A&M campus. We have a yearly thing that's been going on for 2 years now. The first one was at the beginning of 2020 when before everything went to crap. And then we just had a recent one too. The first one we had was Monet Exchange.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, she came to the
I love Monet Exchange.
Yes.
When her and Bob the drag queen get together, I'm like, oh my God.
Oh my God, Bob the drag queen is
so
so good.
They're going to act the fool.
Yes.
And then if you're Texas, like, you gotta love her. Our second one was Alyssa Edwards.
I love Alyssa.
Oh my God.
Did you watch her Netflix show?
No, I haven't seen it
Oh my
yet.
God.
I need to. I have such a great story about her. She has been so supportive. So she was one of the guest judges for me when I was doing a singing competition called Pride Superstar 100 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And she came up to me after she had this long line of people that were waiting to talk to her and get her autograph. And I just walked by all timidly because, like, I never want to step on any toes or make space or anything like that. She grabbed me out of the crowd and said, "When are you moving with me to LA? We have things to do." And I was like, I don't even know how to respond to this right now.
Why are you not in LA, bitch?
Because I have children. It's my kids.
Hey, girl, she has a house in Mesquite, Texas.
Yeah,
too,
I
so,
know.
like,
She's fabulous, though. I'm a big fan of her.
Yeah, exactly.
Big fan.
I grew up in that area too, so my cousin actually has learned dance from her and everything. She taught my cousin's like senior like dance solo and everything. So I've actually got to meet her. She's such a sweet person. One of my favorite people probably in Texas when it comes to like drag.
I agree.
And like Drag Race hasn't gotten to her either. I've met some Drag Race girls where they have probably the biggest egos. I'm going to say it. I'm sorry. I know that I'm not on that level where y'all are, but I still see it, and people still see it.
I think the only thing that I'm worried about is like maybe with a season 15 or a season 16 because Drag Race has gotten to the point where I'm sorry, season 13, the finale, got Mick $100,000 and some dress. I'm like, these bitches are spending money.
That gown was sickening. So Gottmik was just here in Houston like yesterday.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was at brunch. Yeah.
Sickening. Gottmik was my favorite. No shade to Simone. Simone was sickening.
Simone, let me tell you something. I would have gone for a tie.
Oh my God.
I thought they were going to tie. I thought it was going to be
between
Simone and Got.
It was going to be another Trinity and who was it? Sorry, I don't watch Drag Race that often.
I don't either.
Girl, I got school. I got bills to pay.
Right. But I did too.
Paramount,
I really did. I thought they were going to tie because the art that they both brought was...
It was Monet Exchange and Trinity.
Yeah.
And by the way, everybody remembers Monet Exchange. Not that much about Trinity. I don't mean no shade. But I don't mean no shade whatsoever. Monet she's got several things going on the internet. She's working with Bob the drag queen. They're working with Trixie. Trixie Mattel is my bitch, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
She is
Trixie's
funny.
fabulous.
This season of her show is the funniest it's been
Did
in
you see
quite
that
some
she and
time.
Katya were going on tour together?
Yes.
That's going to be great. Did you?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
No, me and one of my best friends were going, and I'm taking my boyfriend with me, too.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So, yes.
Oh, it was expensive, too. I'm like, girl, but it's worth it.
So, I feel like all the queens from RuPaul have been here for the last couple of... and, by the way, I'm remembering when Rich Lux did his little documentary when Coco Montrese and... oh, God, we just talked about her, like, earlier. From Mesquite, Texas. I'm sorry.
Oh, Alyssa.
Alyssa Edwards. Right there in front of South Beach. Mm-hmm. Right there when South Beach was open. By the way, does anybody know if that's going to open up again?
I have no idea, but I see that taco truck standing in front of there, and I'm like, girl.
Yeah, it's calling your name.
I know, but that was...
The one right here, too. I just bought 4 more tacos from them.
But when I saw that Rich Lux documentary, which I think is back from 2010, maybe? It's a few years old. It's a few years old. But even then, they were like, oh, my God, the drag queen in this city is amazing. And they just went on and on and on. And I'm like...
Did y'all ever watch the Houston Excellence video?
Yes.
Oh, yes. From Barbacoa?
Yes. Oh,
yes.
My God.
Yes. So much fabulosity.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
speaking of Barbacoa, I just want to give her a shout out. During the quarantine when we were doing the virtual drag shows, she was killing it.
Oh, still killing it.
Can I say something about the queens during... I mean, you queens were being innovative during COVID.
We really had to.
These queens were being innovative. They were taking all of the... They were taking over Twitch. They were taking over YouTube. Especially Twitch was the one that got me. I'm like, I thought Twitch was just for video gamers.
Yep.
Nope.
But they were taking over Twitch, and I'm like, these queens are out here being innovative.
Oh, yeah.
They are innovative. They got to work, and I realize that you got to work.
Oh, yeah.
You got to earn your coins.
The iHouston show. That was killer.
Yes, it was.
So many of the amazing performers here in Houston.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what made me even love drag even more was during COVID, watching these queens.
Yes.
Really.
Anytime something severe happens in our society,
I think
art comes through.
I think it gave me more motivation during that time, too, since I got so used to just throwing on an outfit, going to the bar, performing, getting my money, and going out. But this actually got me wanting to do my makeup more and invest in my outfits because, like, I'm not showing it to anybody except for on a camera.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that I look good for everybody, too. But, like, it made myself feel better. Especially just, like, how much we have been through. And we were not going to let a pandemic or anything like that stop us.
Right.
And that was even reflected in Pride.
Yeah.
Like, too.
Yes.
Like, I think we grew as a community during then, too. And it really brought us closer together.
Yeah,
I agree.
It really did. It really did. And I'm so glad that I have a podcast in this community. I'm so glad.
Oh, it's so great.
Because I'm getting to know everybody in the community, and I'm having a blast.
Oh,
I'm having so much fun.
I'm such a fan of so many people in this community.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't believe I was so nervous on getting on here, too, because
I can't believe it. You were like,
probably the most fun that I've had.
The trepidation on your face when you're like, I don't know. We can't get the bitch to shut up.
You
know, that's about 5 drinks and 3 shots in me.
There you go. Got that liquid courage.
And that's fine because I really want to show off the queens here.
I do too.
We have an opportunity. I want to really show off the queens. So
I do too. Y'all get to know. Tell us where we can follow you.
Yeah, exactly.
You can follow me on Facebook. It's Infinity LaVey Adonis. LaVey, Lavey, Adonis, Adonis. Wow, I could spell. That's great.
Perfect.
And then you can find me on Instagram, Infinity, at Infinity LaVey.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
We need to follow you, so don't forget to look up that Little Gay Talk Show.
100%. And
by the way, it's LIL. Do not use
little.
Don't use little. LITTL. It's LIL. And just look for us so we can follow you back too, so we can put your shit out there and probably have you in the studio again and talk some more.
I would actually love that.
Yeah, exactly.
That means a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm so glad that you came on. Thank you so much. I know we only got a few minutes of your time, but you know what? I would really love to sit down with her for like an hour just to let your hair down.
She knows me. I'm the quiet one.
True.
I'm the quiet one.
Okay, when I have a show,
True.
We have a couple of shots to like get you started, and then you
let's go.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I'm not gonna. Now we're also on YouTube, so I'm not gonna let you make a fool out of yourself. So
please
that's
don't.
my job.
I'm not out here to like. You know, I'm out here to support. I'm not out here to, try to get my shit out here and then take advantage of everybody else.
Right.
I'm out
no
here
exploitation.
To support because I love everyone in this community. My God, it took. I'm sorry to say this to you, and please do not faint when I tell you this, but it took 45 years for me to love this community. And I am in love. I'm seeing what the young people are doing. I'm having a good time.
It's a different mindset now.
It's a completely different mindset. And I am loving every minute of it.
Yep.
And seeing these queens out here performing and putting back into the... And like I said, drag has become huge after COVID.
Oh, man.
Huge after...
There are drag shows in places that people would never expect to see them at this point. And I'm still getting people in my inbox now asking me if I can bring it to their restaurants or to the craziest places.
Well, like, I will be there.
Of course you will. You absolutely will.
Absolutely. So we're gonna take one more break.
Okay.
And then we're going to try to get a couple more queens on here.
Oh, look at my beautiful sister, Amber.
I know.
Hi, Amber.
Amber was just at my show. What day is it?
Okay, Amber.
2 days ago.
We're going to get you on the show in a little bit. Do you
want to come talk on the podcast?
Can you talk on the podcast in a little bit? Okay.
We're going to take a quick break.
We're going to take a quick break. Watch the cord. Watch the cord.
Go
that way. No, go that way. Go that way. Yeah, so you don't trip and fall.
She's going to be a lot of fun, just letting you know.
Amber's fabulous.
Amber seems fabulous. So
Amber's gorgeous and like 6 feet tall.
Exactly. 6 feet. I'm 6 feet tall.
Without heels.
Without heels.
So
Amber,
with heels, it's
we're
like
gonna get some water, and then we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna talk to you immediately because I want to talk to her immediately.
Okay.
So let's get some water.
Important.
I'm gonna have one more cocktail.
Okay.
Because I'm out here to have a cocktail. I'm also out here to have a good time.
Well, absolutely. I have an hour and a half drive. So.
Okay. So we're gonna take a little bit of a break, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Okay, we're back.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
We're here with the one and only Dessie Love Blake.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here with you guys.
It is good
to have you.
It is so great to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And you look fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
You look
bragging about how like every single show that you put on is a phenomenal production. Every single one of them.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of, and luckily I don't do most of the work. Clay does, so that's the
right.
I just have to show up and be pretty. I don't have to do the legwork at home.
Isn't that nice when you can just show up and be pretty and everything's done?
Yes, yeah.
I wouldn't know that because I would not know that. I usually have to do all the work for the other pretty person.
He makes the clothes. He does the lineups. He does all that stuff. I just show up and perform and look pretty.
Those costumes that he makes for you are otherworldly beautiful. Always look perfect. And you are so photogenic. Every time I was at Rumors backstage, I'd look up and I'm like, "Great, those are just flawless."
Those are called filters.
Maybe I need 10 of those.
So you've been doing this. You've been doing Desi's Drag Race for how long now?
This is our 21st season.
21st season.
We started in 2012. So this is, you do the math.
So basically, you've been doing this longer than RuPaul has.
No, I think she started like a little before. Didn't she start in 2011? Who knows?
She has 14 seasons. You have...
Yeah, well, we cheat. We do like 3 or 4 or 5 seasons a year.
Okay. Okay.
A little different. You're doing the family version of Desi's Drag Race, which is really exciting. I love seeing it shaken up.
Yeah, we've done it for 20 seasons, and we felt like...
No, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
We felt like every season has kind of been the same, and we've kind of done it. So after 20 years, we wanted to rebrand, reintroduce ourselves. So we did a mother-daughter season because now the girls that started on the race, they're grown now, and so they have their own kids. So we wanted to do a mother-daughter season. We have 3 weeks left. It's every Monday at Buddy's Houston. It's 18 up, no cover, 10 p.m. We start at 10 p.m. The seats are first come, first serve. So y'all come out to Buddy's. We have 3 weeks left. See who's going to win this mother-daughter season.
I'm so excited to see that. I'm so excited that I got to actually come and watch a few times this year.
I know.
I'm always booked, so I never get to come out to my friends' shows, and it feels really good to actually be able to come and step forward for a change. And just everything you put your hands on is so professional and polished. And what you do for our young drag artists and help guide them to grow is such a beautiful thing to do for the community.
Yeah, I started the drag race at EJ's, and the way it started was they didn't have a show on Wednesday night, so they needed something to do.
Right.
And I had never hosted a show before.
Right.
So I was just thrown on stage. They said, come up with a show, come up with an idea, and do it. So I decided to do this contest, and we had 3 people in the audience, and who knew that this many years later we would have, people coming and contestants, and we would have all these basically Houston drag superstars that have come out of the show.
Truly superstars that have come out of the show. It's amazing to see what the results of all of your work has put out into the community. It's a beautiful thing to see.
Well, they really do the work. I just judge them.
Well, but you gave them the platform, though.
That's true.
You gave them the platform to get started, and don't sell yourself short for that.
I apologize if we're having some mic issues because I keep hearing a lot of background noise, and I'm trying to get the background noise under control so that everybody can be heard.
Yes.
I don't understand how in the last part of the show we were just fine, and I'm trying to figure out how to make sure that Dessie can be heard.
That's because we're on the patio at Buddy's Houston after Dessie's drag race, and it's packed.
Yeah,
so all
exactly.
you hear is the people.
Actually,
Oh my gosh.
you know what? That's what it is.
The first night of this season, I got to come and watch the show, and it was packed. It was wall to wall with people. It was a wonderful thing to witness. It's so cool to be able to come here and watch what you have put all of this work into and grown into. It's so cool to see.
And I just want to say thank you to Buddy's Houston because they've done a great job at putting on this production. They've added some new elements to their bar. They've been really great to work with, really easy to work with. So I appreciate Buddy's Houston stepping up and taking the show.
I love Buddy's.
I love Buddy's too. And I have to say this. I'm going to be honest here. When Buddy's asked me to do Monday nights, I said okay. But it's mostly with gamers, and it's been very quiet.
Yeah.
It's been very quiet, and I'm like, oh, so we can do the show. It's quiet, blah, blah, blah. But when they were like, Joel, can you please do, like, Dessie's doing Dessie's drag race. Can you do it? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think my equipment is set up to do that kind of. Because I was really worried because I want to make sure that every queen that I have on here is able to be heard.
Yes.
And gets great sound quality because I want to promote you to the world.
Thank you.
Because and as someone, and I said this earlier, drag saved my show. So I'm grateful to drag in Houston because Houston is, I have seen drag explode after COVID.
Yep.
Explode after COVID. And I have never been more grateful than watching entertainers on stage and future entertainers who are going to be carrying on drag for years to come. It's starting right here.
I'm actually excited about the new queens that are around. Even the ones that have only been around for a couple of years. I travel around to other cities and I watch other queens, and they're great. But I think the Houston queens, we just have an advantage on the future of drag. I think it's going to be amazing.
Exactly. And I've seen so many celebrity queens. Kofi is literally standing right here.
Yes.
Who is she?
I have no idea. I don't know. She's just.
Who is Kofi?
Who the hell is she? I have no idea. Blackberry was inside. I was like, oh my God, there's so many celebrity queens in here, and like I said, you girls are on the map. And like I was saying earlier, because I'm still having a little problem with Miss RuPaul, but I don't think it's her. I think it's more of the producers. answers on why we still don't have representation from Houston yet on Drag Race when there's so many fabulous queens in this town.
Correct.
And are we doing something wrong? Is something, because I heard that something happened years ago on why she didn't do it.
Really?
That's what I heard, but no one has given me a definitive answer on what that is.
In Houston?
Uh-huh.
And that's why she won't pick no Houston queen?
And I'm like,
That's what I don't have that, like, I don't know that for real.
Well, those queens are probably old now. We got some new sickening queens that
yeah,
need to be on.
exactly.
RuPaul, if you're listening, give us another chance.
Oh, I'm not begging. Y'all already had queens from RuPaul's Drag Race down here who know we have a drag scene.
Yeah.
They know. Trust me, they know. So I don't know if that's RuPaul or maybe the producers, because the people at World of Wonder have been a little shady. So I'm not saying. I do my research. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. I think RuPaul might be just calling it in, and the producers are doing stuff.
Could be, we don't know.
Allegedly.
Thank you for saying that. Allegedly. Because if you have not understood the drag that I've seen in this town, some of these girls should already be either in the Hall of Fame or should have won their season, because some of these girls in this town are fantastic.
You know they're opening a Drag Hall of Fame in Nashville.
Really? Yes. It's about time.
Yes. Probably in the year of 21-26.
So, first person in the Drag Hall of Fame, who do you think it will be?
My guess would be... Ooh, that's a good question.
I think I already know
who do you think it'll be?
Divine.
Yeah, I was gonna go Michael Andrews or Pavey Love or something.
Yes.
Yeah, Naomi Sims. Yeah.
I mean, I have to go with Divine. She's the shit.
Why not RuPaul?
Or Lady Bunny.
Lady Bunny.
I feel like they'll come after that, but I think
Dina Jacobs.
I think that it'll start with Divine first, because my first experience with drag was watching Divine.
Really?
And I was maybe 13, 14 years old, and I think I was less than the dust.
Wait, you were how old?
13, maybe 14.
Was she at a bar?
No, she was in a movie.
Oh, okay.
No, she was in a movie, and I watched Less Than the Dust, and I knew she was a drag queen in that movie, and I'm like,
you know what? My first experience.
I think, and then I got into John Waters movies in my teens, and you know how teens are. We go through these little phases where we think we're like, oh, we know everything in the world. We're so much smarter than you. I'm watching these arty films, and they're so fantastic. So I got into John Waters films in the mid '80s, late '90s, and I was in love. I was in love. And I already knew, by the way, that Ursula from a certain movie was based on Divine.
Oh, I thought of Erica Andrews, too.
Erica Andrews? Yes. By the way, there is on Facebook, one of my friends is running a page that has the queens from the 80s. When Houston drag in the 80s, by the way, was heaven. It was amazing. Yes. It was these queens. Donna Day, Erica Andrews.
And still walking around Kofi.
Yeah, exactly. Kofi is one of the only ones who survived.
That's because I heard she gives good head or something. I don't
know. No. We don't want to go up here.
Here she comes.
We want to come up here. Because we don't want her climbing over that. We don't want her climbing over that.
Let's be clear. We don't want her climbing on nothing.
Yeah. We have it down right here. The legendary, the sickening, the most legendary drag queen in Houston is about to walk up these stairs.
Okay, it's my turn over.
I guess so.
I guess I'm
Coffee
getting
is
traded
right
for
behind
coffee.
you.
All right. Can I do my shameless plug for my
Do
show
your
this
shameless
week?
plug.
Okay. You can catch me every Monday at Buddy's Houston, 10 p.m. for Dessie's Drag Race. 18 and up, no cover. Tuesdays back at Buddy's Houston for trivia from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You can win a cash prize of $50. And then on Thursday, you can catch me at Hamburger Maze Houston for Sing. If you want reservations, call 713-677-0674. It's a sing-along experience, 7:30 p.m. every Thursday. Friday and Saturday, you can catch me on the island at Galveston Bar, Rumors Bar and Grill, 10 p.m. Friday, 11 and 8:30 p.m. on Saturday. And Sunday, you can catch me back at any brunch show across Houston. On Wednesdays, I sleep.
You know what? I have to say,
Can I say this? Go ahead.
Sing is one of my favorite shows in Houston. And I haven't been able to go in such a long time because I've been booked, but I'm going to make that one time.
We need to have you back on the show.
I would love
Okay,
to
I'm going to
have
get you.
that
I'm going to get
Okay.
you.
So, Dessie, as a podcast, please look up That Little Gay Talk Show. LIL, remember, LIL, not the little, LITTL, LIL, because we need to have you in the studio because I really want to sit down and talk to you more about the show and everything else. Where you have an hour to literally just be able to talk about everything and anything that you want.
I would love to.
So let's get a hold of me or Julio Briseño, because
Okay.
he's also my co-host, and let's have a sit down because I really want to. And by the way, her show here at Buddy's is going to August 8th.
August, yes, whatever that meant, yes.
Yes,
9th,
August,
not 9th,
August 9th.
Yes,
Okay, which we will be back here again.
Well, for the finale, it's going to be so busy.
Yeah, we're gonna be back here again for the finale. So we're gonna make sure that we're here for you and the queens because we just, oh my God, we love you guys. We're having so much fun.
Well, Coffee's behind me, and I'm getting nervous because
I know,
she likes white guys. So I'm
because she's gonna stab a bitch if you don't hurry up and get up.
All right, bye, y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Desi.
I'm tired of
Oh my God.
getting home at 1 o'clock is a treat.
Oh my God.
That's not my phone, sorry.
Oh my God. You know what's happening to me right now? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm freaking out right now because Kofi, Miss Kofi, who has been I'm sorry, Miss Kofi, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna get this because I want to make sure I get it right.
Okay.
How you doing, Kofi?
Miss Kofi.
I am wonderful.
Oh my God, Miss
I need to
Kofi.
speak into this?
No, we can still hear you. I got the volume up.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
I got the volume up. Miss Kofi. Oh my God.
So I actually told the story about when you introduced me on stage.
I might need to take off my earring.
Oh, maybe.
Okay.
You have it flipped around, too.
Oh, well, that's the problem. How do you flip it?
Let me see.
Oh, that's the problem.
There you go.
I heard all
Okay.
the noise out there.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, now.
Okay, there we go. Oh my God.
I was telling the story about how when you introduced me on the stage at the Face Awards was my first interaction with you, and how I had told you backstage how the reason I was wearing a long gown was because I had bruises on my knees. And you said that on the microphone before you introduced me out onto the stage. And I was like, wow, all right, Kofi, just do me like that. This is so funny. It was so funny.
You know my favorite memory is? I can't believe Miss Coffee's here because I'm freaking out right now. I'm freaking out right now. Y'all don't understand. I'm freaking out right now. I have seen her for years at JR's, and sometimes at Heaven, but at JR's.
Not that many years now. Come on, not that-
Girl, it's yes.
Actually, this year, I'm celebrating my 30-year anniversary
Yes.
of working for JR's.
Oh my God.
We're gonna have a big,
amazing.
we're gonna have a big show on August the 29th for my celebrating my 30-year anniversary. But I've been doing drag for 40 years. Over
Oh
40
my
years.
God. Y'all, you know what? I wish my speakers were bigger out here. I am crying right now because I cannot believe that Kofi is sitting here with me right now. This is the most wonderful. Ever since, oh my God. I met Wendy Taylor, and I thought I freaked out, and the Kofi just literally sat here. She walked up and said, I'm going to be on your show, and I'm like,
Kofi's fabulous. Y'all definitely
Okay, I'm sorry, Kofi. I know you want me to keep this professional, so I'll keep it professional.
No.
Why?
Just be.
I'm going to keep it professional.
Just be yourself, honey. Be yourself. That's
But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back and tell all the queens who are the same age as me, guess who I sat down with? Guess who I sat down with? Bitches. I sat down with Kofi, y'all.
Oh, my God.
I'm excited too.
Okay,
As soon as we
I got
talking to Kofi, we've got Kara Dion who's going to
Yes,
come on
exactly.
and talk to us for a minute.
But Miss Kofi, you have been a part of the drag community in Houston for almost, and you said it 40 years. I would have said 10. I would have said 5. But you have been a part of this community. How has the community changed when it comes to drag in the community in the last few years?
I don't think we have enough time. That might have to be a continuation.
Does that mean that I can get her on the show, get her in the studio?
Yeah, because I don't think the changes have been. The core of the entertainment is the same, but the appearance of the entertainment has changed tremendously. As a lot of people know and may not know, that when drag first started out, it was an art form that was really mainly entertainment within the gay community. And of course, as the years progressed and things like that, the and now recently with RuPaul's Drag Race and all of that, it has become more widely accepted and widely understood. Because I don't want to say more widely accepted, because I think that drag has always been very widely accepted. Because as you know, back in the Shakespeare days, when women were not allowed to act, then the men dressed in drag.
Yes.
Okay, so it's always been widely accepted, but I think it has become more mainstream. As where now, when you come into the gay bar on show nights, you may have 50% straight people and 50% gay people. And that has changed. A lot of people don't understand that, like I said, it was mainly a thing in the gay community. It was like a little entertainment thing that we shared, and that people, especially with the illusionists and people that came along that looked like Diana Ross and Tina Turner and Patti LaBelle and all that. So, but other than that, the core of it, which we've tried to keep that core instilled, because the reason why we do what we do, people like myself that was taught and groomed by Naomi Sims, Hot Chocolate, Donna Day, Tiffany Jones, all of these type of people, we became entertainers not for necessarily the fame and popularity and to become somebody, but we became entertainers because we really wanted to entertain people. We wanted to see the fact that you might have, if you had a bad day and you came to one of our shows, but when you left, your day wasn't so bad. And so a lot of people, as you know, I MC a lot of things. And a lot of people don't understand what an important job being an MC is.
Yes, it is.
Because we have the ability to communicate a lot of things to the audience. It's not just, necessarily always. You have to be so in tune with your audience. And you have to know how to feel the spirit of your audience. And you have to know that there's somebody in your audience that may need something, that may need words of encouragement and things like that. And so when you MC, as Wendy does a lot of karaoke shows as well, you've got to be in tune with what the audience is feeling and what they want as well. So that's one of the reasons why I've done this for so long, is because I love and I admire the people who appreciate us. Gay, straight, bisexual, whatever they are, however they decide to live their life. And I always tell a lot of my audiences that it doesn't matter how you choose to live your life, is your business. And if somebody is so busy getting into your business, that means they don't have any business of their own. So live your life to please you, and you're the only one that has to answer for that. So
words of wisdom. Words of wisdom from
I love following you on
Kofi.
Facebook because you do like to lift people up a lot for your Facebook posts too. And it's so lovely to see you. Like, you've been such an amazing staple in our community.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I have been.
Would not be certain drag entertainers in our community if it weren't for you and the trail that you led.
There is not a moment, event, a thing that has not happened where Kofi was not involved in some way, shape, or form. In some way, shape, or form. And it could have been a fight I had with my boyfriend at the time, and Kofi was performing, and things got ugly. It could have been when I was with my friends and we hadn't seen each other in a while, and Kofi was performing. It could have been a night when I was feeling like I just wanted to be out by myself, and Kofi was performing, and I just felt a sense of home because when she was just doing her thing, I felt like I'm okay.
So much joy.
I'm gonna be okay.
Well, I mean, you know, I really appreciate everything you're saying, and the thing about it is that when you do this for the right reason, you want to make that difference, and you can't be afraid to step outside the box sometimes. I mean, sometimes, you know, I respect everybody's religion and whatever they worship and whatever they believe in, but you know, sometimes the Spirit will lead me to share something, a message or something, or tell me to do a particular song, and I always follow that because you don't know who in the audience needs to hear that or be uplifted or to need that word of encouragement. So in this business, you can't be shy. You can't be, although I'm very shy, but you can't really be. You got to be willing to step outside that box and and just be yourself. I mean, people always look at me and they say, "You'll say anything on stage," and I turn around and I tell myself, "But you know what? I'm saying all the things that y'all were thinking, but y'all know that I'm crazy enough to say it."
That's right. Like I said, the first time I met you, I learned that the hard way. And never again.
But it's so wonderful when you can, a story that I don't tell that often, but a reason that I do this is, like I said, we can make a difference in somebody's lives. And several years back, this guy that would always come to my shows, and I would see him there, and he came to a show and blah, 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 blah. And, and I was talking and, whatever I was led to say, said it and blah, blah, and all that. And 2 weeks later, he came back to me and he said, "I came to your show 2 weeks ago because it was going to be my last time seeing you. Because my goal was to come and see you one last time, and then I was planning on taking my life."
Oh my God.
And he said, "But on that show, you said something that made me realize that my life was worth living. And I'm still here today." It's things like that is the reason why I do what I do.
You do have such an incredible gift.
You do.
And you can't, and what I try to instill in the younger people, because you were saying like my show, So You Think You Can Drag, we're actually celebrating 10 years.
Amazing.
Every Thursday night at JR's at 11 p.m., by the way. But a lot of people have gotten their starts there. Dessie, Ladarius, Lawani, Rain.
Violets are blue.
Yeah,
Violets are blue. I'm like,
a lot of people have gotten their start on So You Think You Can Drag. And but what I try to do with that show is also instill in them two things: that there's a business side of this, and you've got to always remember the business side of it. Okay, and then also the side of is that we're here for other purposes. We're not here to walk around and think that we're grand and all that. As long as I've been doing this, I always tell people, when you get too sure of yourself, then you need to stop. I still get nervous because you don't ever know. And so I try to instill in the young people hot chocolate. Larry Edwards, hot chocolate.
Actually, my cousin worked with him at the Hyatt Regency downtown, and I met him several times.
So Hot Chocolate told me before I even started doing drag, back at the Copa, we were sitting on those side steps, and Hot Chocolate said to me, remember your personality off stage makes you a success on stage. Because if people love you as a human being, they're going to even adore you more as an entertainer. And that's one of the things I try to instill in the younger generation. It's not about how grand and how fabulous you are and all that. You can't walk around with your nose up in the air like you're all that. Because let me tell you something, in this world and in this business, they can love you today and hate you tomorrow. You know?
And it's fickle.
Yes. And the thing about it is that, I mean, I've had instances where I may do this one particular show, okay, and the crowd, wow, everything, wow. Then you go somewhere else and you do that same show,
And they hate it.
and it's like, oh, that was good. So you have to stay grounded. You have to stay grounded.
Well, all I can say is that for me, sitting here, y'all don't understand. I've wanted to say this to you for quite some time, and I'm so glad that I have the platform to do it. You have been a part of my life for 30 years, and you don't even know it.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely do not even know it. You have been a part of my life. Every time I've gone to JR's and seen you perform and do your thing, you have been a part of my life for 30 years. And you actually have saved my life a couple of times. You don't even know it. And I needed to say that to you because you did save my life a couple of times. You don't know it. And you never would, because I would see you perform and I would realize, you know what? If she could do it, then I just had to, I was lost, couldn't figure out what I wanted to do, but I would watch you so much. I just needed to figure it out, and so that's why I'm so reclamped right now, because I've always wanted to say something to you to let you know that I want to thank you, because you saved my youth. You saved me from doing some stupid shit.
Oh, wow.
Because every time I saw you on stage, I knew that I was going to be okay, because I would see Kofi perform, and everything was going to be okay. And that was just a small little thing for me, but it meant the world to me.
Well,
it meant the world to me.
I appreciate that. And the thing that I always remember to do is, like I said, I respect everybody for whatever they believe, but I always give God all the glory for the gifts of the talents that He's given me to share. I'm so appreciative to Him for allowing me to do whatever it is I do. And I always want to be found doing whatever it is that the community needs. You know, I do gospel music sometimes and all that kind of stuff. And somebody said, why are you doing gospel music in a gay bar? I said, honey.
Because gospel music is part of a gay bar.
Right. I said, honey, what do you mean?
Have you heard house music? Gospel music is a part of the gay bar. Sunday church is the dance floor. Used to be the dance floor in heaven or whatever it's called now. But Sunday, yes.
And the thing that I explain to people is that, like I said, whatever your relationship is with God is your business.
Yeah.
Nobody else has any business in it. And so, yes, I'm gonna do gospel music. If I get led to preach a sermon, I'm gonna preach a sermon. Because I have to do what I mean. Because you don't know who needs to hear whatever it is that you're being led to say. So, I decided that I'm gonna live and be me. And if anybody ever tells me, oh, you can't do gospel music and blah, 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 then I can't work for you.
Right.
Because you can't stifle my whatever gift that I have, and I'm thankful for it.
Well, Miss Kofi, it has been a pleasure, a joy. I know there's one more queen that we need to talk to, but it has been a pleasure.
Josh, you know, that's a man.
A joy. Oh my God!
Just real quick.
Oh my God! I love that. I love that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being a light in our community.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for being a trailblazer. Thank you for continuing on with your career and showing people that no matter what, you can still do this and succeed and not be an asshole about it.
You know, can I say this? You know who you remind me of?
Who?
Crystal LeBage.
Oh.
When I saw Paris is Burning.
Yeah.
When I saw Paris is Burning, and Crystal LeBage was sitting in her dressing room, and she's talking about house and all this other stuff, and I was like, Oh, we have her. We have her in Houston. It's Kofi. It's Kofi, and I always thought that what it would be like to sit in a dressing room with Kofi and have her have the same conversation. And have the same conversation. And now she's on my show, y'all. And I know that there's some people around the world who probably will not understand this, but when you meet someone who has been a part of your life for God knows how long, I know everybody says don't meet your heroes. I don't give a shit about that. I know my heroes are human beings and they could be the biggest assholes or whatever they want to be. But I just met Kofi. Y'all, Kofi is literally sitting here talking to me to my face. Well, she said one thing to me a long time ago when I think it was 24 or 25. And she said to me, honey, you have the biggest lips I've ever seen and I love your lips. She said that to me 24 years ago. She said that to me when I was 24 years old. And I had already been insecure about the size of my lips at the time. And she looked right at me when I was looking at her. She goes, you have the biggest lips I've ever seen, but honey, you're going to be fine. Yes. And I was like...
because let me tell you something. And I preach this to my audiences all the time. God makes no mistakes. However we look, the size we are, the color we are, the shape we are, however our lips are, or whatever, you may not be perfect for everybody, but you're perfect for somebody.
I know.
Right.
And that somebody is the person you want to wait on, because that is the person that's going to love you unconditionally, completely for you.
But I have video evidence of this. Thanks to this, I have video evidence. I can look at this all the time, and just thank you, Kofi. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being on the show. You know, like I said, you have made. I'm really about to cry right now because I've been wanting to meet you for quite some time. I didn't know how to do it, and here we are. And I was honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. I was like, I don't want to do another show at Buddy's. I'm tired. It takes a lot of work, and I have to set up all this equipment and everything else. And then he was like, no, Joel, you have to do it. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. But it is. Oh my God, it was worth every minute of it.
Well, you can still catch me at JR's on Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursdays.
Can I get a hug before we go?
Yes, you definitely can.
I need a hug.
You most certainly can.
I need a hug.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh my God.
Yes, and Wendy, you'll have to come on my talk show when we do start the second season.
Okay, yes.
Wendy was on for an episode that we did of the coffee breaks.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes. So I'm getting ready to start up the second season. You know, and so you'll have to come on there.
Yes, I'll come on.
And I'll be interviewing you.
Yes.
I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that, but I need one more hug. Can I get one more hug?
Yes.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Kofi, for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And by the way, I want to say this, and I don't want to cost too much. As a gay black man, you help me navigate because honestly, Houston gay, back then, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what we have. Yeah. So you helped me navigate that, so thank you for that.
Thank you so
and
much for having
I've
me
survived,
And so, all of y'all out there listening, they've talked to a queen now, and
not a queen. We talked to a goddess.
Actually,
we just literally talked to a goddess.
At the age of 59, I just won a pageant, which is a charity pageant here.
Yes.
I won Miss Gay Pride Houston.
Miss Gay Pride Houston.
Yes, I'm Miss Gay Pride Houston 2021. So we're gonna have some wonderful charity events coming up and things like that to help raise money.
Oh, by the way. Since we're talking about Pride, are we going to be doing Pride in September, October?
I don't know the answer to that, but I don't know. So I can't.
Are you going to be ready for that?
False information. So.
Are you going to be ready for that? Because I'm ready for it.
You know what? I learned to be ready for anything.
Because a Pride in Houston in September, October. Give it to me.
Well, now that y'all talked to the queen, there's a man waiting.
Go ahead.
He's a good friend of mine.
Oh Lord, she said that's a man.
We've been friends for a long time.
I don't even know how
We're
this is gonna work.
Geminis.
Okay.
We're going to bring up the one and only Kara Dion.
Yes, my lovely friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Baby, I'm hungry. I'm going to find
Go ahead.
something to eat.
Girl, I got to find something to eat myself.
Oh, my God. There's a kitchen, a closet.
I know. I don't want to have to go to I'm going to have to go to Whataburger, girl. I'm going to have to go to Whataburger.
Thank you so much. People like actually watching it? Oh, hey.
Yes, exactly. Wait till everybody else. Yes, hey.
All right. So now, y'all Karen next?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. Come on, sir.
You have to take out the headphones, though, Miss Kofi. You can't take them down the stairs. She said, "Sir." Oh my God.
That's my friend.
Okay, you know you're gonna have to talk about her, right?
What?
You know you're gonna have to read her, right?
I don't know her.
How you doing, Kara?
How y'all doing?
Hey, how are you
Kara
doing?
Dion, who is another living legend here.
She is another living legend. Oh my God. Oh my God, I'm meeting so many legends in the Houston community. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all have to understand, I'm freaking out right now.
So Kara and I go way, way back. She actually gave me my first real opportunity in the gay community by hosting karaoke with her at Family. And got me my start there and introduced me to this amazing community in all of the most amazing ways. So I owe a lot of my career to Kara. Because when Kara says, yes, work with her, people listen.
True.
And when she says you don't want her, people listen.
But this is a story, and I'll say this about Wendy, that I grew up in this community. I've been doing drag 29 years in September with my brother, and I always did many things in the community, but I did things like she did outside of the community, where she was so valued, not because of her gender or her lifestyle.
No.
And I said to her, come and do some with me, but let's make it important, not because of what you have between your legs, but between your mouth. And that's, I think, what worked for us, because I work many places. I love my drag community, but they don't pay my bills always.
Yes.
And I think it's something very valid to know, that I think that talent is only based around the community that you choose to be in, and the community I choose to be in is everywhere.
That's right.
It's very loud in here. I suck dick, but I can still hear y'all.
I know.
Are we allowed to cuss?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
I won't.
Girl, you need to listen to the show. Half of the time, we usually end the show talking about dick. Even the first time I worked with Wendy Williams was Pride. We had a great time.
Williams.
I'm sorry. Did I just say, oh Lord. Oh Lord, no.
Well, the tits are correct.
That's true.
The tits are correct. Wendy Taylor. Wendy Taylor. I would never. Let me tell you something. If Wendy Williams was sitting here right next to me, I would read that bitch in a heartbeat.
Oh,
she'd punch you.
Yes, she would.
I would care. I'd punch her right back.
Oh,
yeah.
Because I've hated that bitch for God knows how long, but we're not going to get into that.
So what's this story? What are we doing?
Okay, so this, well, I can let you tell it because it's your show. I'm just co-hosting for fun tonight. Just a guest host. But this is That Little Gay Talk Show. It's a podcast here in Houston about the Houston gay scene. And it streams on all platforms. So you can catch it on Apple, you can catch it on Spotify, you can catch it anywhere you can do podcasts.
Even on YouTube, I have the audio version on YouTube. We just started doing the video version. We just did our first show yesterday.
I'm not Helen Keller. I can read, so we good.
Yeah.
I just said
fantastic. So that's what we're doing, and so I've been inspired by the drag community to do this, because like I said before, with Drag Saved This Show, I was going to get this show up during the summer, and then I met an amazing drag queen who moved to Houston from Florida. She had an amazing trip to get here.
There was a lot.
She and her boyfriend got an RV, decided they were going to travel around the country before COVID. She was going to do some shows to make some extra money to pay for it. And then COVID came around, and she got stuck in Houston, and then she got stuck doing my show.
What's her name?
Charlotte Shotguns.
Shotgun.
She is currently at Eagle. She's done a couple of shows at Ripcord. She's doing shows at, So, yes. Plus, she has Bitch Boy Undies, a little business that she has.
We have a lot in common.
Yeah.
I love Eagles, and my rib and cord is... Or should I say, my cord is ripped.
Cord is ripped. No, seriously, one of the funniest people I've ever met.
I know.
Yes.
The best win in the world is Kara Dion. And it has, working alongside you has made me so much better as an MC, as an entertainer in general.
So give us a little bit of history about you and the drag community and how you got started.
So I came out of my mother's pussy. You said history. So I've been doing...
First three.
Oh, it's tight. You know Mexicans, lemons.
Oh my God.
So I've been doing drag 28 years. I actually worked at Six Flags Astroworld as an entertainer. I got off a cruise ship, and someone in our entire company told my brother and I, because I have a twin brother, I'm prettier, and we...
I'm sure he will say the opposite.
He would not. And they said, just do it for fun. And that's where it began. It was a natural progression for us, honestly. At 28 years later, I'm still doing what I love. I love people. No, I don't love people. That's a lie. I hate people. I love my job. There's a difference.
I think as three people are sitting up here who are entertaining people, we pretty much hate We pretty much hate people, but it's okay.
That's what I said. I get paid to be an extrovert.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a total hermit.
Exactly.
So when does all this happen? How often?
I do a show every week, but when I come to Buddies, just started having me about once a month, about 3 months ago.
Fantastic.
So they asked me to come down here for Dessie's drag race, and I said, okay, I'll come down here. I think I'm going to come down here a little bit more often.
Sure.
Because like I said, I'm really getting to get back into the community and everything else. It took me 50 years to realize how much the gay community in Houston actually means to me. And I really do. I went through the whole thing of trying to be straight acting for a long time. You know, I'm okay with being gay because you know what my dad said? I don't care about you being gay. Just don't be effeminate and never be a bottom.
Well,
by the way, it took me a few years to realize, wait a minute, how did he know the term bottom?
But I'll say this about my life.
It took a few years.
Well,
and I was
I've always spoke this. My brother and I've always spoke this. You know, growing up and stuff, I knew who I was and stuff. But I know that in my personal journey, I knew that at one point in my life I was a coward and I backed off from things because I didn't want people to think or know who I was.
I did the same thing.
And I think that being a coward is something that we all, in some aspect, we have all dealt with. I said, but at the end of the day and stuff, 50 years later, you're doing a job that you love.
Yeah, exactly.
And if it took 50 years, you're not a coward anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that your plan is only success by your plan today.
But it was, but like I said, it was watching the queens of the past who were doing what made them happy, and I couldn't figure out I could not figure out for a long time what would make me happy. And it took a long time to get here.
Absolutely.
But now that I'm here, I'm like, I'm having the best time I've ever had. I feel there are parts of me that are like, I wish I'd have found this earlier, but.
You know, my mother said something years ago to my brother and I. Said, you know what? I can't offer you the world, but I can offer you the moon and stars.
Yeah,
and that meant the world to us because every time we look up, we know that our journey is there and she accepts it, but she doesn't have to accept everything. And that's okay. Right. You know what? You have to accept, it's okay. You know, it's okay to be imperfect. I'm imperfect and I make lots of money. You know, I took my dick and I think I'm a woman.
I wish I could be imperfect and make a lot of money.
And you think I'm a woman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have to work tomorrow. I would love to do an interview again with y'all, but I have to go home.
I know.
I have to take a poop, by the way.
It's fine.
Take care of that.
Okay, you better take care of
We
that.
love you.
By
Thank
the way,
you for having me.
look for the show on social media because I really would love to sit down and have
We'll do it.
Because I'm meeting my idols here. All my idols are now showing up on video. Thank you, Julio. All my idols are showing
I
up.
know him.
Kara, it has been such a pleasure to have you.
I know him too.
I love you so much.
And we'll do more work. We do lots
Girl,
of things.
you're doing
together.
better
Yes.
wherever you are.
Don't do your hand like that. They'll think you're gay. All right, my love. Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Thank you for having
Have
us.
a great night
Thank
tonight.
you.
Oh, have a good night.
Hey, Vitamin B, would you like to come have a chat? Yeah.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Hi, Vitamin.
Hi, Vitamin B.
Hello.
Is it vitamin B or V?
B.
B.
B as in bottom if
B
you're
as-
nasty. And basura because I'm stupid.
Is there no one? I'm sorry. Is there no one in the drag community who's the top?
What did you say?
Is there no one in the drag community who's the top?
A top?
I think every drag queen's a top except me.
Okay.
Except
Hold on.
you- hold on.
Hold on.
We've got feedback.
We got feedback.
It's from the headphones.
Okay. Here's the thing. Turn the volume down on the speaker. Turn the volume down on the
Look at my
speakers.
boyfriend.
No, it's from the headphones.
Okay.
It's definitely the
What do we do?
headphones. What numbers? There we go. Oh, that was mine.
You're off because I did this.
Okay. There we go. I think
Hey,
we're
boyfriend.
Yeah, fix it. Those were mine.
How are you?
okay. Well, I had to turn down somebody's headphones.
Is it okay now, though?
Yeah.
Bye.
Let's turn everybody's just a little bit.
All right.
Pussy.
Okay.
It's not.
I think
So let's talk, right?
let's talk, girl. It's still doing the thing.
I can hear y'all.
Yeah, just send them.
Can you turn the speak?
We're
Just
good.
turn the speakers off.
How am I good right here?
No. Oh, they're off. Okay. Okay. We're good. I think. Yeah, we're good.
Awesome.
Yeah. We're good. How are you?
After tonight, are y'all doing what's the podcast? Hold on.
So this is called That Little Gay Talk Show, and it's
Y'all heard about this then?
Do what?
Y'all talked about this then?
Oh yeah.
Bitch, I'm pissed.
Oh, let's talk about it. So,
Alright.
so Vitamin is performing in Desi's Drag Race.
I am. Okay. As a drag mom, I've been doing drag for 5 years. And Tiffany, shut up. I'm doing a podcast. I love you too.
I love how you have it on. Look, I love you,
And you know what?
bitch.
They cheered at the wrong moments too, bitch. I blame them. I'm joking, no.
Mm-hmm.
You are the best.
Shut up, Tiffany. Okay. I need a shot.
Oh, this is the most comedy ever.
I need a tequila shot. No, give me it. Tiffany, I'll give you a hug.
Please don't trip over any
Just-
cords. I don't
there,
have
give me a
insurance for
hug,
that.
but give me a tequila. Tiffany.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Tiffany.
All right, go give me a shot.
Here, sit down.
No, tequila.
Oh, okay.
Tequila. All right. Question.
Listen.
Why?
Listen, it's me, Tiffany. I support
Tiffany,
this bitch.
Tiffany, please.
And not be here in the
Tiffany,
crowd.
please. Tiffany, please.
All right, Vitamin. So let's talk about tonight's
Let's.
performance
sorry, y'all.
with Desi's Drag Race. Tell me what the tea is.
This is week 3. In week 3, they're loving my daughter. And as a drag mom, that's the one thing I want. Because she doesn't live here in Houston.
Right.
She's in College Station. She's also a biological woman, so she's a woman of drag. And that's not common in drag, especially as a drag mom to have a child like that. I took her in a couple years ago, and they're loving her. And that's what I want. Them loving me this season is a little bit different. They're like, you're lip singing out of character, you're in character, lip singing in character. I'm like, well, here's the thing. The judges known me for 4 years. They're not telling me how I'm lip singing good or bad. They're just saying, you're lip singing in character, we don't understand you. Is it a bad or good lip sync? Because I know my words.
Right.
I make the mix with my drag daughter.
Right.
So I'm like, they're not really telling me what to do because the judges, you have to please the judges.
Yes.
This is how Kara's first week back. The guest judges have loved me. And the judges, the Kofi and Rain, talented queens, love them. And I love their opinion. But at this point, like coming in tonight with Kara, Rain, and Kofi, is just kind of like, I want to hear like, what can I do to please you? Because if you're loving my daughter, she's outshining me. When I first started doing Desi's, apparently I was outshining everybody. It's like, what am I doing wrong? I want to know.
It's really hard when you don't get definitive criticism. to be able to improve.
And when you hear from your fellow contestants, like, we don't understand what they're saying, this is not, should I believe my competitors or the judges? But also, Dessie, like, she's so nice to me, she loves me, and this not. And I value her and the judges' opinions and everything, and hearing my competitors praise me, and then it's just like, I don't know who to believe. I need to believe my gut. And coming in tonight, this was the most confident I felt tonight coming in with my daughter. And
who is your daughter, by the way?
Jessie B. Darling.
Okay.
Jessie B. Darling.
Jessie B. Darling is so fabulous.
I love her so much.
Give us a little bit of a background on Jessie B. Darling, so that the audience knows.
Jessie B. Darling is a student at A&M. I met her about 2.5 years ago. She was a big fan of mine and a few Houston queens, so I was her number one drag queen, which in my mind, when you're doing drag, you don't really think I have fans. People look up to me. This is not. You're kind of just like, I'm a queen. Yada yada. Sometimes you kind of forget that, like, you're inspiring people. And whenever I met her, I was in a really bad place. Like, before drag, I had an addiction to, like, drugs and alcohol, and I went to rehab. And coming into drag, I kind of got brought back to that. And I got out of the drugs. I'm on medication. I've been to therapy and rehab, and I still drink. Like, I don't have a drinking problem. I know my limits of drinking, and this and that. I'm Mexican and German, so it's like in my blood. I'm not gonna not drink. So I mean, like, I have to. The amount of family that I have on both sides. So meeting Jessie, she met me at a really bad time, and her impression of me was like, I love her. And my first words to her was like, I don't condone drugs. I want a bunch of coke. My boyfriend just beat me, and we broke up. And she was like, oh, this person's crazy. And a month later, she came to one of my shows in College Station that I worked at for 4 years, and she was like, I love you. I support you no matter how your life, this is not. And I was like, you know what? I love you. And I kind of want to take you under my wing, like, in the gay community. And then she's like, I want to do drag. And I was like, okay. It took her like 2 to 3 months to actually perform in drag. And the moment she built up courage, I had my own show in College Station where she lived. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to have you in. You're ready? She's like, I think I'm ready. Bitch, get in there. And she did it. And ever since then, like, she was in she's been booked in College Station. She's the only bio AFAB queen, that's not female at birth, queen in College Station. And we barely have that in Houston. We used to have some, like Carmen Get Some and Lily Von Teese, but they're, I don't know where they're at. I love y'all. I don't know where you're at now. But, like, my daughter is, like, one of, like, the only and few left. And she's coming to me Houston soon. And I want to push that. And her and I are both bisexual. And bisexual erasure is a real big thing in the gay and drag community. Like, I might be bisexual, but I do prefer men. She's bisexual, but she prefers women. But we're still bisexual. I do find women attractive, and she finds men attractive. We're just comfortable where we're at, you know? And we got along on that, on these levels. We both have the same humor, this, and that. And her being my daughter, she still looks up to me. She's been through my bullshit when I get drunk or I have my issues. And if she has her problems, we talk. And it's just like, that alone just confirms, like, the outside of drag family, she really is family. Mm-hmm. You really do choose your own family.
This is what I love about our community. We find our family.
Absolutely.
We find our family, and as someone here who's a little older, and this is what I tell young people all the time.
I'm young. Perfect.
Find those 2 or 3, not 15.
Yeah.
Find those 2 or 3 bitches who are ride or die bitches, because they will be your family forever.
Can I name mine?
I've got friends who I've known for 30 years. They are my ride and die bitches.
As they should be. Can I ask you how old you are? Is that inappropriate?
I'm 53.
That's on period, though.
Mm-hmm.
And how are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
As you should.
I'm doing fantastic.
And you have that family and, like...
I have my family. I have the 2 most amazing best friends on the planet. And these bitches will read me to filth when I need to be read to filth.
My friends do, too.
And we can read each other, and but we are there for each other when we need to be there for each other.
As they should.
And that's...
I've known Wendy longer than I've met her. I've known her from my personal friends Like her students, she's a vocal teacher and like music teacher. Her students, one of her students was my first ever girlfriend, and her other student was my girlfriend's brother, and I've known them. And then our music teacher Wendy, I met Wendy at a bar. I was like, I don't know if you know, but like my first girlfriend ever was your music student, and her brother, like we've hooked up.
And I can tell you right now,
and that's family to me. I still talk to them, and so like I barely see Wendy, but I do consider her family because of that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I met Wendy once, and that was for Pride, and we hit it off like gangbusters.
Wendy's a staple to me in Houston,
and I feel like,
LGBTQIA plus community.
And I feel like she's. I feel like if I need to talk to her about something, she'll be okay with talking to me about
you've
stuff.
You've actually messaged me a few times, like when I like posted certain things, like. I have really bad mental health, and it didn't take till last year, because I had a heart attack last year. Because of my mental health, not because of this, and that, which rumors say, which is not true. I had a heart attack last year in January because of I confide my feelings so much and my mental health memories. I had a heart attack in the back of an Uber, and my Uber driver stopped, left me at a gas station pump, ambulance came, and I was in the hospital for 2 days in January last year. So now thank you. The doctors basically said that my body tried to kill itself before I could do it, which I was suicidal years ago. I haven't been since then, and I don't plan on it. Like I'm pretty content. But going to therapy and like medication and seeing a doctor has really helped me and like see the person that I was and how I can be. And that really has improved like my life with drag and my friends and my daughter and my actual family outside of drag, you know?
I'm so glad that you got a hold of your mental health and did something about it.
Thank you.
That's the thing.
It's very
important.
It's
not the fact that when it comes to mental health, it's those people who let it go and think that all you have to do is be strong or this and that. But that's old generation. But I love the fact that new generations is saying, okay, I have issues. Let me go take care of it.
You know,
just like going to the doctor if you get blood pressure issues or what have you.
Just like having diabetes.
Yeah, exactly. Or diabetes or anything else.
Alcoholism runs in my family. Like,
just make sure, I'm going to say this because it runs in my family too. Just make sure you watch that because it can get out of control.
And it has. That's why I went to rehab.
Yeah, exactly.
I graduated high school early because I was on lots of coke to do college class, internship while I was in high school. I finished college in 2 years thanks to that. And afterwards, I was hanging out with the wrong people because of it. I ended up in the wrong crowd. I dated a guy who was in a gang. I stole a car, 2 cars. I almost went to jail. All this
Wait a
and
minute,
that.
are you okay talking about this on the podcast?
I'm fine, bitch. They can look it up. I don't care.
I just want to make sure you're okay.
Rehab has taught you to be
get
okay with your past.
On my Facebook going, bitch, I didn't mean to talk about that.
Because your past improves your future.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, my friends know, my family knows that like when I came out of rehab, I didn't know how to be myself. And so I would start blaming my issues on other people, and I would do things to get me out of situations, and I would keep my personal life out of drag, and it's like I shouldn't be doing this because drag, these queens are my family, and I did what I could to get out of certain things, and then I regret it now because it bites me in the ass, you know what I mean? And now I know like my issues are my issues, and all I can do is apologize to myself and everyone else. If they don't forgive me, that's fine.
I'm going to give you one little piece of advice as someone.
You should, thank you.
How old are you?
I'm turning 25 in 2 months.
Okay, so let me give you one little piece of advice. As someone who's 25 and as someone who's 53.
Okay.
Bitch, don't regret nothing.
Okay.
Regret nothing.
Okay.
Because if you do, you're not going to live your life.
Yeah.
Shit happens. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
You do dumb things. Every human being does dumb shit all the fucking time.
Yeah.
But if you sit around and regret it, you're not going to live life.
Yeah.
Don't regret nothing.
That's what I learned, too. And I appreciate that. Thank you for reassuring that. Because tonight,
be a good person.
Thank
but
you.
Try as hard as you possibly can to be a good person. But realize that you're going to make dumb mistakes, so let it go.
About tonight.
Yes.
Have you gone back and talked to the judges away from the show and said, hey, I'm not sure I understand what the critiques mean?
I haven't yet because I know Kara is a permanent judge and she hasn't been here. I wanted to wait till they all got here, and now she's here. I'm still confused. I do plan on talking to them, like, outside tonight, but I was too busy with my daughter and planning out with next week, because she doesn't live here, so it's hard to, like, meet up, and everyone else, their family lives here, so it's, like, for us, it's a little bit more of a struggle. No excuse for how we do in the competition, but, you know, like, we still have to, like, meet up. We're talking, and she was leaving. I was like, okay, great, whatever. But I have usually talked to, like, judges here and there, and, you know, like, if I have concern, if I have...
I'm sorry, did your daughter get eliminated?
No, we actually got... Okay, so what happened was myself and Jessie, my daughter, Gia LaRue and Adelina LaRue were all in the bottom. Muffy and her daughter, and Iris and her daughter were in the top. They lip-synced for the win, and they got to choose who they wanted to send home. And they chose our family because they originally wanted the LaRues to compete because they thought they were competition, so they kept them. Which my impression was like, am I not competition? This, and that. But so in my opinion, I was like, I don't find it personal. Maybe they didn't mean it that way. It was worded in a way that I feel like I was a competition. But I do find everyone here, my friend, like, I love Iris and her daughter, so talented. If they find the LaRues more of competition than Jessie and I, that's fine. We have to prove ourselves. Because in this, when it comes to weeks like this, you not only have to impress the judges, you have to impress your fellow competitors. And if I'm not doing that, then something's wrong. But I know Jessie and I are doing great. We're doing what we want. Whether or not judges like it or not, fuck it, because we love everything we do, and that's what matters.
That's what I was trying to get to.
Can you grow from this, though? Can you, like, take whatever the critiques the judges said and just grow from that?
3 times. I don't think there's anything I can grow from it. I'm already a mom. I have my own shows. I host. I'm booked. For Jessie, it's different because they love her. And that's what I want. And they love her every week. But at the same time, it's kind of hard hearing that as a mom, as an entertainer alone, you're not doing enough. But like Jessie, they love you. We love you. We love you. I feel great because I'm helping her and she's doing her own thing. I can't take all the credit for her, but I can take credit for like her in this competition and certain things. So at the same time, it's just as a mom, like, what am I doing wrong for the judges? I want to impress them as much as my daughter is.
But your daughter has to learn how to take the punches as well.
Yeah.
And she has to grow from that. You've got to be able to teach her how to grow from that, even when you think that the judges maybe not are fair or what have you, but you've got to learn and teach her how to do that.
There were a couple of points that I wanted to make.
Of course.
And as somebody who does competitions around Houston,
you do.
It's important to always, regardless of what anybody says,
exactly,
to stay true to your own.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what we've done.
Who you are.
But tonight, I guess it's just it got to me a little personally.
It all boils down to, at the end of the day, in these contests, it's only 3 hours a minute.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Wendy, let me ask you the question, because she made a valid point. Do you take it personally, or do you just go, you know what?
So,
okay, here's the thing. I'm just going to do whatever.
It's not always about. Listen, our art is personal.
Yes.
Our art is putting ourselves out there for other people, especially to be judged. Can be very raw. It can be very, very raw.
Absolutely.
The way it's always personal, but it's always about perspective. Are you taking what they have to say to grow?
Yeah.
Or are you taking it as an insult?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't take it as an insult.
That's what
I want to take it to grow, but it's hard to grow when you're not being told what they want.
When it's not clear.
Yeah, it wasn't clear. I understand what they're saying, like, Jessie outshined you, Vitamin, you're in character and you lip sync, and we don't want you to be. But Vitamin B is a character. Like, when I'm not in drag, I support the queens. I'm very docile, I'm very quiet. But I have a good time in and out of drag. But when I'm in drag, I'm a fully developed, like, fully character. So when they say, like, your character, your lip sync's a little off, like, I do a little, like, lip twang here and there. I've had work on my face, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I'm not. But, like, when you make a mix yourself with your daughter, they say your lip sync's off. Like, what part was off? If you're saying I have something off, tell me what part, because I want to know, was I actually off? Was I not in the moment? Like, I need to know, you know?
Do you have somebody videotaping your performances every week?
We actually do.
Good.
The first week, I understand, it was off, because I have really bad hearing. Spoken word, our volume levels were not synced, so it was a little off. I agree with that. Week 2, we were safe, we went runway, deserved. This week, I was just kind of like, I took Dr. Takes in week 1 and week 2, and it applied to this week. Now it's just kind of like, okay, so what do I need to do? Because y'all love my daughter. So if I want to be in the top with my daughter, because she can be in the top any week with anybody, apparently, I want to be able to match that, or even better.
So, what I would say, 2 things.
Yeah.
I would say, 1, get with the judges and ask for clarity.
I will, yes,
Ask for
absolutely.
clarity. 2, do not take this into the competition with you next week.
I won't.
Do not let this weigh you down.
Absolutely.
Or stop you from achieving what you want to or overthinking what you need to do for the following week.
Yeah.
Do we know what the theme is for next week's competition?
So, we have 2 challenges. The first challenge is my daughter and I have to pick a song, and at some point, they have to pause it, and then pause it, and pause it, is what I was kind of thinking. And then our next number, they gave us themes for each
contestant. Like Pageant Queen was given to Muffy Malibu, Pregnancy was given to the LaRues, and we were given the top, the birds and the bees top. Jessie and I have to do the birds and the bees. So, it is fun because we're both bisexual. And we're both bisexual.
Oh, by the way, please do the whole bisexual thing. Can you please do that in the Birds and Bees talk next week?
So we thought, because that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
But it's because we both have sex with both genders.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
shocking.
Hello. We both come from different
ridiculous.
backgrounds,
I don't even know why that's so shocking,
like
but
that. So we're going to try to incorporate that. She can take charge.
Mm-hmm.
She usually has we usually go off her ideas and we go off there.
Mm-hmm.
But this week we're going off my ideas. Because I feel like if we're doing my idea, I'll feel more comfortable and maybe they'll like it. Fuck.
I'm going to come up here because I want you to do a whole bisexual Birds and Bees talk. I think that would be the most amazing talk
I do too. And
on the planet.
I mean, as somebody who considers herself pansexual, I think it's important to include more than just
exactly.
two genders.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that would be the most. As a gay man, I would love to see the bisexual Birds and
we
Bees
need more
talk.
representation in competition. You know, like we have 2 trans girls, a bio queen, a bisexual.
We still use bio queen? I thought we didn't use that term before.
I don't. Jesse's a fab bio.
I'm sorry. Am I missing something? What is a bio
I
queen?
might be ignorant when I say this, but I just
okay.
I just use whatever term Jessie uses. I apologize if I do offend anybody, but I'm just using what my daughter says. But she is a real woman. She identifies as a woman that does drag, and she's bisexual. I guess that's the best way to put it.
Right. So we just say drag entertainer.
That's what I say. I'm a drag entertainer.
Right.
Fuck my gender, my sexuality. I'm like on my Instagram. You'll see drag entertainer.
Right.
I'm not a drag queen. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Right.
And so is Jessie. And so next week, what's up? Oh, my Instagram is pretty simple. It's vitamin. If you don't know how to spell it correctly, look it up. It's not that hard. Vitamin
Google
B.
it, as the show says.
Hello.
If you don't know how to do it, Google it.
Go to Vitamin Shop. Go to Smoothie King. I don't care. Vitamin B. It's true. Vitamin B Queen at Instagram. And if you want my Twitter, it has more than just drag. It has some nudity. It's BRICECOBB 4, the number 4.
Girl, our show has nothing but dick pics. Every time I pull it up my show, it's like, oh my God, where are all these dick pics coming from?
Apparently, I have a big dick and a giant fat ass and a tight hole. So I advertise that every week. So next week, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm excited for the Birds and the Bees talk performance.
Yes, you should
I didn't think about it like that before.
I want to hear a bisexual
You want me to give you a
Birds
little
and Bees
snippet of what
talk.
I think right now?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
So there's the birds and the bees, right? I don't know what gender's which because fuck it. The bird could top or the bee could bottom. The bird could bottom or the bee could top.
Right.
They both got pointing things, a beak or a horn. So if you're a bird looking for a bee, you're gonna eat its ass, right? So you're gonna put the 2 points together. But if you want to do the other direction, then you kind of little verse. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if a bee stings you, the bee dies. So I guess the B could be a bottom
Where's
because
the
whenever
bird come
you
in, though?
bottoms
You gotta
do
throw
kind
the
of
bird
die
in
during
there
sex.
somewhere.
You know.
It's a birds and bees, so you gotta throw the birds in there, by the way.
Oh wait.
I think you should throw in a third. And,
Should I throw in a third? Wait, the birds and the bees. I'm gonna give it to the beavers.
beavers are great.
Because beavers are kind of like the hills have eyes have had animals. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You got a beaver and a platypus intercourse, and they kind of like mutated itself. They're the hills have eyes of animals. The beavers and the hills have eyes. I mean, like, come on.
my Lord.
I guess Jesse and I are fucking beavers. But like my mom's side is Mexican, my dad's side is white, European, German, and Jesse's fully white. So whenever sometimes I show my Mexican side, she's kind of like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, I might not look brown, but I got moles everywhere and I'm pale. I'm a fucking tortilla. Let's not play games.
Flower at that.
Flower at that. But the birds and the bees, it's good. We'll have a week. We'll get it right. But for the performance or pausing, I don't know. I'm thinking Pump It by Black Eyed Peas. Something like that. I don't know. Something fucking stupid. We'll do something stupid. But hopefully the judges will like
Black
our
Eyed
comedy.
Peas,
I love Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas have the best Super Bowl performance. I can't say it with a straight face. They have the worst Super Bowl performance. But I fucking love them.
I love this, but let's end this whole down.
Yeah.
I want a cocktail. I need to pee.
I want a shot.
I know we've been on the air.
We've been on the air. We were supposed to end this at 12, but you know what? I've had such a good time talking to all the drag queens here.
At 12.
It's been such a gift to be on the show.
It has been.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God! Thank you for being. You know what?
What's up?
This is the most fun that I've had on a
Can
Monday
you spell
night.
fun? F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for you and me.
Well, I have to look up the proper
N is for
spelling of vitamin right now because I'm having fun right now. Because I'm having fun.
VITAMIN.
Girl, okay, we can, but I didn't. Girl, I gotta go pee.
She gotta piss. She gotta pee. iPhone filming?
We can squeeze in one more, but let me go. Let's take a break. But we're only gonna do it for just a few minutes because she's been working. Wendy's been working all day. She's tired.
Wendy's a hard-working white
been
woman in
working all
America.
Yeah. Literally.
Thank y'all.
By the way, we said this with vitamin B. It was only going to be 10 minutes.
Oh.
It's been 30 minutes.
I'm sorry.
I said the same thing with Kofi. I said the same thing with the other queens. It was only supposed to be 5 or 10 minutes, but it's been, what?
30 minutes each.
30 minutes
I hope I had good bits.
You
were fabulous.
You were fabulous.
You were candid.
You were candid. And we got the bi side of this. Oh, my God. Thank you. Finally, a bi bitch that was on the show.
And I can speak German fluently.
Really?
Yeah.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Ich habe Bryce, wie geht's eigentlich heißt?
I don't know what you just said.
My name is Bryce. Nice to meet you. How's your day or night?
Well, hopefully the German audience will pick that up, and we'll get more German people to listen
I
to
can
the
speak a
show.
little Korean.
Really?
A bak nang nao, which means eyebrow looking nice. Which I've heard that a few times from my Korean friends. So.
Bryce. Sorry.
Okay. Can we take
Bryce,
a break?
Vitamin B, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vitamin B,
Thank
for being
y'all
on the
so
show.
much.
You were so
Thank
beautiful.
y'all.
You're so much fun.
I'm beautiful. Say it again.
Yes, you're beautiful. Had so much fun.
Thank you.
We talked about your drag daughter, who's going to be on here next week.
Next week, her and I together, Jessie B. Darling.
And the birds and bees talk
And we're
from a bisexual point of view.
Yeah.
You know what? You should just get rid of the birds and bees and just go with the whole badger thing. I think that's so just the whole badger.
The
I think that's the whole
fist dick twist.
I think badgers are just bisexual anyway. Let's just go with
Giraffes are bisexual. Koalas are mainly
yeah,
gay.
exactly.
And all slugs have both organs.
Yep.
Am I a slug?
Okay, I'm not
Am
going
I
to
a
answer that.
slug?
I'm not going to
Am I
answer
a
that.
vertebrae?
I'm not going to answer that. But if you're an invertebrate, that means that you can bend and twist any way you want to. Which, by the way,
I can't do after last week. I did break a toe.
Okay. Ooh, okay. You know what?
Forward on that note.
But
We don't
it
have
has been
time
great
for that
seeing y'all.
story.
I'm gonna leave. Y'all do your show. I'm gonna go keep drinking because I'm an alcoholic. Please watch out for me.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you, Vitamin.
Thank y'all. Thank
you, Vitamin. Thank you. Girl, we need a break. I gotta go pee. And we're back. And we're at the last episode. Girl, we were only supposed to be here till 12. And we have had such a good time talking to everybody. Everybody. I mean, y'all gonna see it on video. So we're just gonna let it go. We have one more guest.
We do have one more guest.
We have one more guest. We said he's only going to be here for 5 or 10 minutes, but girl, he'll probably be here till 3 in the morning.
That's the plan. Yeah, absolutely.
Tell us about yourself.
Tell us about yourself. Who are you? And
so I'm really good friends with Julio, and we've met each other through, the industry, and, I work in restaurants. In Houston, I've worked for a Japanese restaurant for a very long time, and I manage a Japanese restaurant right now. So Julio and I were talking about like how important it is to take care of people that are in the industry. Especially like they're the people that allow us to have fun and have a good time and disconnect from whatever craziness is going on. So Julio wanted me to have a little segment in here, and I was just like, absolutely, we need to speak up for our peeps that are servers and waiters and bartenders, the people that make us feel happy.
It's
give us
about
food.
time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that I'm gonna need though.
Yeah.
Girl. Name, girl. People need to know who you are.
I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that part. My name is Jose. I'm a Texican. I am a Texan Mexican, and I grew up here in Houston, and I love this city. The weather, not so much sometimes, but
the weather has not for July, considering that it's been raining most of the month of July.
Still doing outdoor shows.
It's not been too bad. It's been a little humid. I will get I work in the restaurant industry too.
Do you really?
So I've been working in the restaurant industry for 25 years. That's why I'm doing podcasts. I'm trying to get out of it, bitch.
I love it.
I'm trying to get the fuck out of it.
That's a good plan.
I'm sick of it. And by the way, after COVID, I realized, and I don't know if you understand this too, when I went back to working in a restaurant, a lot of the people that I worked with, they moved on.
Yeah.
They got other jobs. They got an education over the summer.
Yep.
And they moved on, and I keep hearing customers go, everybody's on unemployment and blah, blah. I'm like, ain't nobody on unemployment. Why do they keep saying that?
Yeah.
Why do they keep saying that to, especially people in our business? Why do they keep telling us, oh, y'all just laying around on unemployment? I'm like, first of all, that extra $300, that's been gone since June.
Yep.
Secondly, I can tell you all the people that I know, they left.
Yep.
Because y'all told us to leave.
Yep.
The same customers who went, oh, I'm sorry, I could do your job. You don't make no money. Blah, 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 blah. Go get an education and blah. Guess what they did?
They did it.
Everyone always has to eat. Everyone always has to have a drink. Everyone always has to have a good time. So we need to take care of those employees. There's a culture, especially in Europe, that's very pervasive about how everyone's role in society is important, and we need to embrace that as well here in the States. As far as like our restaurant workers and our bartenders and our service staff, like they are also important because that's when we go out. We go have a good time. We go, get a good bite of food, and we forget about, whatever's going on. So, and that's when I come to buddies and I come to hang out with Julio. Julio's always like, big smile, here's your drink. I remember your order, and that connection is so valuable.
It really is.
It really is. And by the way, as much as we've talked about the drag community, and they've been such a wonderful, intricate part of the community.
Yeah.
They get their backup from the bartenders, the waiters, the bar backs, the people who clean up the restaurant. They get
every single show that I do, all my tips, I give it back to the bartender.
Yeah, exactly. Because they do the work to make sure that, first of all, if you're a drag queen and you're not that talented, you need your bartender.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely.
You need your bartender because your bartender will keep your customers full of liquor. and they will enjoy a show that was probably not that great to begin with.
Yeah.
Not saying that about any of the queens that were here, because all the queens that were here were fantastic.
Every single MC under the sun has used this joke and said, the more you drink, the better I look.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And I'm like, look, I get thinner, my skin gets better. Drink up.
Drink up. And as someone who's been a bartender, and I've worked as a bartender in straight restaurants for a long time, and y'all don't understand. I've heard some stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard some things as a bartender. I've heard stuff about marriages.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard stuff about being down low in marriages. I've gotten invitations to go back to hotel rooms. I've gotten... And by the way, I'm in my 50s and I'm still getting invitations to go back to people's hotel rooms.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
We're always going to get invitations, no matter what.
What did you say earlier? I said I still got it. You said you got the right one.
I went to a wedding for my sister one time. Went to a wedding for my sister, and she had this, and she bought all this liquor from behind the bar, and she wanted everybody to just like help themselves or what have you. And I'm like, girl, no. I worked my sister's wedding behind the bar. And she's like, Joel, I didn't ask you. I didn't come back here. I came back here to make a martini for myself. Right. And suddenly everybody wanted me to make martinis or make all these drinks because I was a bartender. Girl, I made $300 at my sister's wedding, who had an open bar but no bartender. I'm like, why did you not hire a bartender? Right. She goes, well, I got the liquor for everybody at the wedding party, and then I got beer and whatever.
You're the bartender, yeah.
And I'm like, how did I end up working the bar at your wedding? Well, considering how much money I spent on the wedding gift, I got my money back. Suddenly, every woman in the bar wanted me to make an apple martini, and I'm like, I made one apple martini for my sister, and everybody wanted apple martinis, and I'm like, I got this little jar. I said tips.
There you go.
There you go. Put them tips in if you want me to make these martinis.
Anyone that is in the service industry and that loves being in the service industry also is that person at home, because whenever somebody comes over to my apartment, I am that person as well. I'm just like, who needs a drink? I need to get some hue lights and make sure that, the ambiance is right. The lights are orange, sunset orange, and we have some drinks here. I'm going to order a pizza and make sure that, I'm not going to cook, honestly, because it's probably 2 or 3 a.m. by the time we hang out. But anyway, it's good to have that connection with people, whether it's your profession or it's not. It's always something that has to be present.
Let me tell you something.
To serve is something that is really humbling and noble all at the same time. Like it's really something, not everybody has that gift. And it's so underappreciated.
A servant's heart. Yeah.
Yes, it's so incredibly underappreciated in American culture. It's unbelievable. It's almost, well, it's not almost, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like it's unfair.
Right.
Because the work and time that y'all put into your job, your craft, is y'all work harder than I do.
Well, I mean, and to say something about like the different hours that industry servers work, especially people that are in hotel management, and it doesn't matter what level of hospitality you're in, as far as like the pay grade or whatever, but also like. One thing that is very common throughout, this profession is that you always work holidays, like you always work Thanksgiving and Christmas and July 4th.
I'm sorry. I have always worked at restaurants where I've never worked those holidays. I do not work Thanksgiving and I do not work Christmas.
Well, you're thankful for it because you make people happy.
The pay is very nice over the holidays.
Right.
Well, the restaurants that I've worked in have always been closed on those days, so I don't, and I'm like...
as an entertainer. Like
as an entertainer? Oh my God, yes.
Oh yeah, that's premium pricing right there. But
I get it. And if you're working in the bar, because I've worked in the bar before too, on those days, you get in the bar. I worked in a private bar once, and you get in the bar early in the morning. go have Thanksgiving dinner with my family. We do it like in the early afternoon because black family, they make everything by noon. We eat by 1. I'm home by 3. It's fine. But go to work, open the bar, get the bar set up, and it's a lovely day, especially if it's a private bar. You know, you have time to like get shit together. You listen to some music. You get your stuff together. You open the door, and here they all come. And I understand it because if you spend time with family on the holidays, oh, good God. Oh, and especially if you're gay, oh, good God. Oh, do you know, I literally stopped hanging out with my family because I told them, stop introducing me as your gay child.
Yes.
Because, I'm sorry, they don't need to, perfect strangers do not need to know. It's never okay to do that. And perfect strangers do not need to know my business.
No. And it doesn't matter anyway. Why This is my son.
And by the way, if they saw me coming in, they already figured out I was gay in the first place. So they don't need your help with that. Let them come to me and ask me that. And by the way, I don't mean any harm, and I hope no families listen to it. I have had some fun on the side. But some of your friends that you invited, I'm not going to say which friends, but some of your friends.
Family dynamics. I feel like family dynamics and the holidays are. You can write a book about it. Yeah.
And especially if you're ethnic, whether you're Hispanic, Asian, Black, family holidays. The food is amazing. First of all, the food is amazing. Secondly, there's always some drama. Always some drama. And Wendy, I don't mean no harm. I love you, and I don't mean no harm. White holidays aren't that fun.
That's fair.
Unless they're in the gay community, then they're fun. But white holidays are not that fun.
I hate the holidays.
White holidays are not that fun. I'm sorry.
But they want me to start working on Christmas music in like September.
You know what's good about the holidays? The food.
The food. And like I said, white holidays are not that fun.
Tamales, the turkey, all of that.
Every single holiday except Halloween.
Anytime anybody of any of an ethnicity invites me to holidays, I'm there. Because I know the food's going to be great. The drama's going to be all over the place. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. The moment one of my white friends says, hey, can you come over for Thanksgiving or Christmas? No.
No. Just no.
I'm busy. No.
I'll be washing my hair.
No,
and I don't have a bow tie. Yeah.
I don't know. No. I'm sorry. There are certain circumstances, like if they're Italian or Greek. Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Because white ethnics, yes.
The Mexicans do it right too. Yeah.
But Irish,
a lot of drama, a lot of food.
English, Anglo-Saxon, no. I'm sorry, no. Yeah. Even the French, I'm like, oh yeah, it's gonna be fun because even the French are messy.
We're gonna play Twister.
Yes, but no, Anglo-Saxon, English, Irish, Scottish, no.
Well, the thing is too, like you have to think about like ethnicities in general, like especially like the southern part of the U.S. and the northern part of Mexico and all of Mexico and Latin America, like we all have like such a rich culture as far as like cuisine. And
by the way,
that goes back, hundreds of years. So like we have traditions that have gone on from generation to generation. And that's not to say that not, all cultures have that, but it's just, it's a lot more, it's a lot more emphasized in our culture because of the fact that we've had that inheritance of recipes and food, and that's the way that we communicate. So
one thing that's been left off the table, especially from the Louisiana coast all the way down to the Texas coast, is the influence of Korean food, because Korean because a lot of people forget Korean fishermen from Louisiana to Texas have also brought in certain flavors and ideas and all this other stuff. So we always forget about that too. And I'm like, oh my God.
Just like the Vietnamese in New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly.
Well. The Vietnamese community in New Orleans has like a big influence on Cajun cuisine.
Because yes, they have such a huge influence, and this is why this is why I love the generation we're living in right now. When it comes to food, sex, life, love, everything,
put it all in a pot.
Open. The pot is stirred. This is the best time in life to have a great time. A great time. Even look, I know that things are bad. We have to deal with racism and all kinds of racism, sexism, homophobia. And by the way, we're dealing with it. We're calling people out. You know, I don't like calling it cancel culture. You know what I like? I like the idea of calling out culture from the past that does not work anymore. It doesn't work. And it should not be broken down where it's passed down from generation to generation anymore. It should stop. And I love the idea of people going, nope, we're not doing that anymore. We're done.
Well, because we have a voice.
Yes, exactly. And young people are saying yes.
Speaking up.
Yes, we're not doing it. By the way, young people are encouraging everybody else, especially people in my age group, to go, you know what? No, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to do that. I want to live. I want to do stuff. When you,
and that's so powerful.
Okay, I'm over 50, but I want to live like I was 25. You realize what I had to deal with when I was 25? I had to deal with AIDS and all kinds of crap. And that's what I had to deal with. Now that I'm 53 and I don't have to worry about it, I want to have fun. I want to enjoy my life. I want to get rid of all that other shit. And now my generation just wants to do that. We just want to have fun, and we realize that we're going to get old. But we want to do it as soon as we want to have as much fun as we possibly can. We want to take advantage of all you young people sexually as much as we possibly can because it's fun and that's what we want to do. But y'all are going to leave us by the wayside, so we don't really care. And that's it. That's all we want to do.
And every other generation before that should also embrace that because of the fact that there's so much, there's such a richness of knowledge and culture.
But guess what? Every other generation after what's going on now. They're going to embrace that. And by the way, y'all have helped as much as, which is what I love. It's always millennials versus boomers, but Gen Xers are in the middle and they don't really give a shit because they're like, I don't want to get involved in that. I'm Gen X, and you know what Gen X wants to do? They want to have fucking fun right now. They want to have fucking fun. They could care less about their parents because their parents are going to die anyway. And their kids, they're going to live their life the way that they want to do. We just want to have fun. We didn't get to have fun in our generation. So now we just want to have fun. We're not trying to look young or do any of that stuff, but we're trying to do all the stuff that we can do before we get too old and can't do it.
Live your life while you can.
Live your life while you can. So we just want to have fun and
Joel just wants
to have fun.
Oh, Joel just wants to have fun.
And
that's all he really wants.
Exactly. And I want to live the life that I originally wanted to live. Sex with everyone of all different ethnicities. And Houston has, oh my God, I've watched, when I first moved to Houston was a ratty, dirty ass town that I hated.
And now it's the most diverse city.
It's the most diverse city
in the whole United States.
Even more than New York. And every time I meet a man of a different ethnicity, I'm like, oh.
What's that taste like?
Yummy. Oh, yes. I still love personality, intelligence, and someone who makes me laugh. But now I get to see it in so many different forms. Old school gays, let's be honest here. Old school gays. I only like white guys. I only like black guys. I only like this. I only like that.
I only like everybody.
Now I'm like, are you serious? Have you seen the diversity of men that are there? You think I'm going to turn down a man of any diversity because of a type? I don't even know what a type is.
You are shrinking your own dating pool.
And by the way, that also includes, and my friends have always shamed me about this, and I'm glad I'm able to talk about this out loud. I like effeminate men sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't care. As long as they're fine, as long as they are, one, okay with who they are,
Yes.
and two, sexy as fuck, I have no problem with effeminate men. Never did.
Pave the way for the movement.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, best sex that you could possibly have. And I'm not talking about just being a bottom. I'm not talking about just being a bottom, by the way.
I'm
Just
especially
saying.
I'm especially into effeminate men, and always have been. But I'm open to everyone, and
Yes, exactly.
I've dated everyone. I've dated masculine, feminine, effeminate.
This whole
I've dated everybody, but
Exactly.
I love effeminate men. Honestly, shout out. Yeah.
Shout out to effeminate men.
Look it up.
Shout out to effeminate men, tops and bottoms, and especially tops. by
And
the
if
way.
someone thinks I'm effeminate,
Especially
yes,
tops.
absolutely I am. I am proud.
I'm very proud to say that. You know what? I could never. I used to say that back when I was younger, and my friends would shame me for it. In the 90s and the early 2000s, I would get shamed for it. For saying that I like an effeminate man or I like a certain kind of man, I would get shamed for it. Now, the kids are teaching me I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can literally I literally can be like, oh, hey, I like you, you're fun, you're sexy and everything else, let's have sex. I can literally care less about any of that other, all that stuff is gone.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck, all that stuff is gone. Makes me feel so happy. I wish I was younger. On a certain level, because I know.
I think we are all at the
I
precise
know.
spot where we need to be, and
We still enjoy youth, though. We still like youth. That's something that.
well, that's never
It's
going to
take
go away.
Yeah,
and,
that's
it's
not
fine.
something that's going to go away
Yeah.
100%. But now that I'm where I'm at, it's still, you know what?
But I think we're getting to a point that we're starting to realize that everyone is beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the best part about this
Exactly.
culture.
Yes.
Body is valued.
And you're pansexual. You're pansexual, and you can literally look at someone. I love the fact that you literally can look at someone and go, "I like you,"
Yeah.
and not worry about gender. I'm gay, and I'm gonna say this: I like the dick. I really do. Really, really 100% do, and I'm okay with that. But if I met someone who's outside of that realm and I really like them, I could probably step out of that bounds and be okay with that. Because that was kind of who I was to begin with, but because of peer pressure, I gave into a lot of stuff when I was younger.
Okay.
Now I don't have to worry about it. I can literally do whatever I want
Right.
and not give a shit about it.
Right.
Because it is amazing.
That's
So,
the beauty of today. Like,
That is,
yeah.
and I want to thank young people for that. Thank you. Thank you, young person, for allowing
We
me
also
to...
want to thank young people. I'm not
Thank
that
you,
young.
young
I'm 34.
person, for allowing me to open up and be...
Person sitting here. So.
Allowing me to open up and be myself 100% without having to worry
We're all
about...
34. Yeah.
I haven't made it to my 50s yet. I'm not in my 40s yet, but I have loved my 30s. I can't wait for my 40s. I feel like with every year, my life just keeps getting better. I can't wait for the future. Like it's just. I look forward to aging.
And it's so, yeah.
I didn't think I would like it. Honestly, I didn't think I would like it. But I feel like that I look better older than I did when I was younger. I got a little bit of gray in the beard, and a couple of times I thought about maybe like coloring it to see what it would look like if it was black, and I'm like, no, I don't think it would look right.
I like the salt and pepper.
I like the salt and pepper.
Yeah.
And I know I'm going bald on the top, but so is everybody else in my family, so I'm like, okay, well, I can handle that too. All I need to do, there's only one little thing, and this is the honest God truth, because I think everybody has their thing.
Yeah.
I just want to get rid of the belly a little bit. That's all I want to get rid of. That's all.
Some people like the belly. I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
On guys, like,
I just think for me-
belly sexy.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I've always been like super skinny, so I think for me, and like I said, I think that it's okay that everybody likes their body the way that they like their body. But I just think that if I just lost a couple of pounds on the belly, I feel okay.
And I think that everything is okay as long as you are happy with yourself and you embrace yourself. Like, I think it's all chill.
Well, my blood pressure is a little high, so I do have to lose a little bit of weight. But at the same time, I'm like, I just feel like that I know how I like myself, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
I don't either.
So I think I know.
There's anything wrong with wanting to do better for
Yeah.
yourself in any
Absolutely. But
any
by the way, like I said, I'm all about a guy being himself. And if a guy has confidence, I don't care what size he is. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how short he is. I don't care if as long as he's a guy. I don't care. As long as he is into himself and is confident with himself, I'm okay with that, because confidence is sexy as fuck.
Absolutely.
It's sexy as fuck.
Confidence is sexy as hell.
And I can't even believe I'm going to say this. Dare I say this? I don't even care about your dick size.
No, that's the thing. Yeah,
I don't even care about your dick size. I thought that I cared about it. But then I saw dicks that were like way too big, and I was like, is that really attractive? Is it okay to say that sometimes it might be way too big?
No, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing for me where I'm just like, that doesn't matter. It's and it's such a cliche answer to say, but it really doesn't. I'm like, smile, face, confidence, personality, all of that goes such a
exactly. By the way, I'm still not a cuddler. We live in Houston, Texas. I'm still not a cuddler. It's still too hot to cuddle. I'm sorry, it's still too hot to cuddle. Maybe if it's someone I might really like, I guess I might do it. I might do it. It has to be cold. Yeah, it has to be cold. But you have a first date, so you're doing your thing.
So we can go for a minute until I get hot, then just get off me. I love you from a distance.
You know what? I guess I'm the same way. It's like, hey, that's nice. I don't know. I tried cuddling once with another guy, and he was like, you know what? That's not who you are.
Oh, you know what, though? I have a fix for that, because I have a sleep number bed. And when you get a sleep number bed, you can get this thing called a dual tip layer.
Yes.
And it's an extra layer on top that is like a built-in air conditioner underneath. So you don't get hot.
No, I actually met a guy that I had sex with for quite some time. That I tried the cuddling thing, and he said, no, here's the thing. I like the fact that you fuck me, and that's great, but you're not a cuddler. You're just not a cuddler. You tried it, and I think that's cute, but you're not a cuddler. And I'm like, I think you're right.
I like to cuddle. I like the whole feeling of being a cat and cuddling with each other. But then after it's time to sleep, it's time to sleep.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't. Yes. Yeah. So I was like, wait a minute. If I had attempted to try the cuddling thing, does that say something? I mean, I attempted to try cuddling with you, and I actually liked having. I actually really did like having sex with him. Sex with him was fantastic, and I tried to cuddle with him because I was like, I guess I'll try this. Because he asked me to spend the night, and I was never asked to spend. Oh, see, here we go, 30 minutes. Every time.
It was such a pleasure. I can't even.
Okay, we need. Just like everybody else, all your social media, all your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Jose Garza. I manage 2 Japanese restaurants in town. One of them is in the Heights. It's called Handy's Dozo. We're a handle bar. I also have another one in downtown called Kokoro, which means heart in Japanese. I'm also an artist. I do murals. My Instagram is Topo_chic. After Topo Chico, it's kind of like a little my dad is from Topo Chico Mountain in Monterrey, Mexico, so it was kind of like an ode, like an honor to my dad. So that's my Instagram, and I love talking to you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
By the way, no offense, but that smile, those cheeks, I'm attracted. He is so cute. I am attracted. And he's got a little chest hair sticking out. He's got those beads. I don't know what this is. I like this. Is this going to be like some kind of...
This is some sort of like sex necklace. Shout out to my friend Rachel. She runs Habit here in town. She's a local jeweler. I can't even talk anymore. Jeweler. Thank you very much, everyone. ESL, English as a second language. So she made this necklace for me.
Okay, I just want to tell you right now, I'm just literally into just boring gay sex. You can't tie me up. You can spank me a little bit, but that's it.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm not really into. I'm just into really boring gay sex. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm literally just saying this to a guy I just met. Well, I just wanted to know that I now have you on video, and I will find you.
Absolutely.
We'll probably hit it up.
Get those digits.
Well, I'll probably get those digits later because he's cute.
We've already got them.
He is cute.
Yes, all of it. Yeah.
He is cute, and by the way, look at him, so willing. I know, isn't it? He's still smiling. How are you willing? Most guys are like, oh, Joel. No. No.
Also, I'm Mexican. It's very hard to embarrass me. Like, I'm going to be like, yes, I'll take all the compliments. Let's go get some tacos right after this.
All right, y'all have a good night. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it.
We're gonna go get tacos. Wendy, just pack everything up. We'll see you later. I found my husband. We're gonna go get tacos.
Go get some tacos.
By the way, I mean fantastic tacos as well.
I love it. I can't wait.
Okay, we're done.
Everybody, y'all have a great night. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We were having a good time, but yes, thank you for being on the show, Wendy Taylor.
Yes.
It's 1:55 in the morning. Girl, I did not get. Can I get one more cocktail? Is it okay? Okay. I was actually coming out here to like do the show till noon. I'm sorry, till midnight.
Yep.
But you know what, Wendy? My God, you and I are going to work together in the future. And by the way, we have ideas for you. We want to share with you another time.
Would love that.
So we're gonna end the show because I'm gonna have to pack all this stuff up. But I'm so glad that you were here for tonight, and
wouldn't have missed it for the world.
You understand how many? I met oh my God. I cannot wait until I listen to the show later because I met all my heroes. I met all my heroes tonight, and so let's just say bye. 1, 2, 3, bye.
This show is sponsored by Tubi's Woodworking. Tubi gives you wood. Also brought to you by Bitch Boy Undies. Get you a pair or else. You can follow the show on most social media at That Lil Gay Talk Show. Check out the website, thatlilgaytalks.com. Music and vocals by Jamie D of Diamond Cut Entertainment.